Jesus Christ. Okay, bro. Oh, God. I've been gone for way too long. Way too long. It's been a while. It's been a while, chat. I took a couple of days off. I needed it. Because I was getting bored, if I'm being honest with you. Nothing good was coming through. Nothing fun was coming through for me. We're going to briefly touch upon a few things, but, you know, obviously from the title of the stream, this is definitely a focus on flamenco and the current brewing war between a Jew and a Muslim American that said America deserved 9/11 in his community. So we're just going to get into it. We're going to get into it today. We have so much to talk about. Hello? Welcome, chat. Welcome back. Hello, everybody. Hello, Core. Core bought a Dr. Disrespect controller, so he is by proxy supporting a potential pedo. So bully him in chat about that. Just kidding. He bought it from a scalper, like a dummy. I just slandered my editor. Hello. Welcome back. Hello, Shay. Hello, Musing Moose. Hello, JFA. Hello, Critical Shogun. Make a flamenco emote? We might. See, that's the one thing about Twitch that I kind of wish that YouTube did, is that they have, like, animated emotes. I wish they did that. What did you send me? Okay. This is what Core bought. Core, do you want to say in chat how much you spent on the Dr. Disrespect Xbox controller? How much did you spend on this pedophile's controller? Stream on Kick? Hell no. What I want to do is do multi-streaming when I get, hopefully when I get a new place and I can have a direct Ethernet connection. That's what I want. I want to start going on Kick, Twitch, and this. Kind of like just rip off what Chud does. Because honestly, it's smart. Core, how much did you spend on this again? I'm curious. Yeah, it doesn't look good at all, right? See, this is the thing. Core and Confusing spend my money in the dumbest ways possible. Okay? Dumbest possible. I pay them for the work that they do, and Confusing blows it on other YouTube channels, and then Core buys a Dr. Disrespect controller. I love to know that the paychecks that I pay these people get spent in the dumbest fucking ways possible. I love that. Also, I want to say thank you, by the way, for the 6 gifted memberships already. Thank you, Matra King, and thank you, Barry, for the 5. Thank you guys so much. And Yo-Yo Pizza Boy for the $1.99. I see you're covering the lolly white EDP on crack. So true. I can't wait for Flamenco to join the stream chat, because anytime something's in his name, somebody titles a stream in their name, they always show up. So, chat, should we just jump right into the flamenco stuff? You know what? Wait, I have to add context for the flamenco stuff. Ugh, okay. Listen, think you will call in? I refuse to speak to flamenco. Like, I absolutely refuse to have an argument with flamenco on my live stream. I'd rather fucking put a gun in my mouth after I watch the Aiden live stream. Okay. So, obviously, there's an elephant in the room that I haven't covered yet, okay? There's an elephant in the room. Bowblax, all right? I'm just gonna come out and say it right off the bat. I tried giving that guy advice privately when he called me. It lasted a 27-minute conversation. I kept telling him, why the hell are you giving a shit? Why are you engaged? Why are you DMing Alex Gekmo? Why the fuck are you doing any of this? He agreed with it, said my coverage. He enjoyed my coverage of him freaking out on the Chud Logic stream. I still stand by my criticism that everyone looked at ridiculous in that moment, but I didn't know the full context. Nick talked about it already. You already know who the players are involved in that situation. I essentially did this. I threw my hands up. When I found out that he recorded a call and all this other crazy shit, I just threw my hands up. I'm like, you know what? You're on your own. That's it. That is the extent of, like, my contribution to this drama. I just threw my hands up. I was like, dude, if you're not going to listen to me, that's on you. Good luck on your fucking life path. Especially when I was told the things I was told in private and the things that I was shown in private. So, like, The Bowblax shit is his fault. I'm going to be brutally honest. It's his fault at this point. I really have no sympathy anymore. Don't really care. To be brutally honest. Like, I hate getting involved in the white trash drama sphere of stuff. Unless it's, like, funny, right? Like, I think the Bowblax thing isn't really funny too much because he's, like, insane, right? Like, legitimately. But Flamenco's funny. Right, I'll gladly talk about Flamenco's meltdown about the Bowblax stuff because it's killer, dude. For the past 24 hours, Flamenco has been melting down about Diorio. Like, like, bro, this doesn't involve you, like, at all. Why does he always come back? Why does he always come back for punishment? Thank you for the direct donation, Car, by the way, or following me on. Why is it giving me so many notifications? Yeah, if you want to support me on Ko-Fi, there's a link in the description, everything like that. So please be sure to check it out. I'll read those immediately, and I get a notification. What happened to Bowblax? You're gonna have to watch Nick Diorio's stream when he puts it up. There's so many moving parts. I don't want to fuck up the timeline of events. I was told things like. Okay, so like here's like my rendition of the situation, right? Because Nick essentially just broke it down for everybody. Once it puts it out, it'll put it more in context, right? So I was contacted by Bowblax no more than like I would say 20 minutes after the last live stream that I did, where I briefly touched upon the situation that was going on in the Chud Logic stream. The stream's still up. It's timestamped. You can all watch it. I still stand behind my statements I made that day because I didn't know the full extent of what was going on. I'm told that he recorded a private call trying to own lyrics. And apparently, when he called me, he was in a call with another creator. I think that was Nick. And then he called me right after Nick. And then I come to find out he's recording private calls. So I'm assuming he recorded mine. If he did, I really don't care. I really, 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 really don't care that if he did record me. I don't like it doesn't matter. My position and my statements, I still stand by. Giving your energy to people that don't matter is complete waste of time. Like, why would you even do that in the first place? And essentially, I just lectured him. And he brings up, he's like, oh, you're kind of like lecturing me. I was like, yeah, I kind of am. It's not really a lecture. It's just telling you the thing that you should already know. You know what I mean? So he just ignored my advice and went on a rampage. And that's really it. That's all I care about. Nick has already talked about everything he did. That's really it. That's really it. Everyone was trying to give him good advice. It's what it is. And when I am told that my private shit is being recorded, I'm not a big fucking fan of that. Unless someone like tells me, you know, if you want to record a call with me, fine, let me know. Don't record, like, don't not record me without telling me. It's complete bullshit. And I really don't want to be involved with it outside of what I've just stated here. I just want to laugh at Flamenco. Can I do that? Can I do that with not getting involved in the Bowblax shit, please? Like, I don't care. Like, I don't, like, Bowblax is a retard. Wow, shocking. Let's talk about Flamenco, okay? Because for the past 24 hours while this shit was going down, Flamenco has been fighting with every single commentary orbiter. Every single orbiter that I can think of has been fighting with Flamenco because he won't stop. I was playing... I'm not going to lie to you. I needed a break from streaming. And I've just been playing Warhammer 40k the whole time. I've only been playing Space Marines with Beckett of Crabs. Like, me and him, like, we've talked, looked at shit, and, like, laughed and played video games. That has been the extent of my multi-day break. I haven't done anything else. So, I'm in the call with Beckett, and I'm seeing all of these, like, random likes of, like, Flamenco arguing with random people, and I'm like... what is he doing? And I'm dying laughing because there are some really funny goddamn things that he's been saying here. I'm just going to leak it. He's been DMing people that have been arguing with him on Twitter. I'm not allowed. I don't know if I'm allowed to show it. I doubt the individual wants me to share it. But like, he has been arguing with people in the DMs on Discord. Like he's. It's great. It's wonderful. It's the funniest shit imaginable to me. So I'm laughing my ass off in a call. I was laughing my ass off in a call with Beckett, okay? And these are like my favorite ones that I have found. If there are more, Shogun, please link them to me. I want to keep making this thread bigger, okay? It's been over almost 24 hours, okay? Why am I on at the same time as Tommy? I don't know. I feel like streaming. I don't really care who's streaming up against. Like I'm up against. I'm fucking streaming. So let's take a look at this. Okay? My tweet starts off with, and the thread starts off with, Little Bro's been arguing for almost 24 hours. When I tweeted this, he was on, if I calculated it out properly, he was on like hour 16. He was like on hour 16. So he fell asleep and then woke up and started arguing with people again. So this dude has not stopped arguing with people. It's just really funny. So I start off because this is one of the ones I found funnier. So right here, Flamenco says, bro thinks Nick is anything other than a thin-skinned fat bitch. He can't get over this. Like, I don't get this, right? Like, Bowblax definitely is messed up. Bowblax is a complete retard. Bowblax snaked people. Bowblax ignored advice from people and recorded a call. And everyone was like, what the fuck? And they threw their hands up. How is this anyone's fault other than Flamenco? I mean, not Flamenco, Bowblax at this point. How does this get involved? Like, it's great. Nerdy John goes, Nick lives rent-free, and you are going to see Nerdy John's statement has aged like fine wine, okay? Flamenco, just like his dick in your mouth. Great, amazing comeback, Flamenco. It's like you're like in a grade school to middle school argument. You know, you have his dick in your mouth. Like, what are you, 5? Nerdy John, like how you force children to put it in your mouth. Oh, okay. Okay, bro. Yo, god damn it, Nerdy. God damn, Nerdy. Second try and still a whiff. I feel like that one was a lot more impactful than just like his dick in your mouth. Wait, chat, out of the initial exchange, okay? Out of the initial exchange, who do you think won that exchange between the two of them so far? Is it Flamenco with just like you have his dick in your mouth, or is it Nerdy John saying that Flamenco forces children to put dicks in his mouth? I want to know which one you think beat him. Oh, God. I don't know how that's a whiff, bro. Like, he got you on that one. He got you on that one. Man, at least take his dick out of your mouth before you start babbling. Dude, you are the only person that's, like, really still hung up about the Oreo. Like, people hate Nick, right? Like, here's an example. Like, Technicals, right? Technicals doesn't talk about Nick anymore. And they hate each other. Alberto stopped talking about Nick. He hates him. You're the only person from over a year to 2 years now that is still mad at Nick for something that he didn't do. Like, you were the one that ruined your own career. Like, bro. I can't believe this. Okay. No, I'm not listening to Alex Jones right now. LOL. I made jerk off to kids. But you made a grammar error, Flamenco 2024. Hold on. What should I do? What kind of music, chat? What kind of music do you want for this? What kind of music do you want? I'm going to let you choose. Because anytime somebody does music reading tweets, they always choose the one that they want. I want chat to choose. Do you want Doom level music? Or do you want something a little more eerie? Or do you want an anime song? What do you want? You want Sonic music? Sonic music? We are dealing with an autistic. I think Sonic music makes sense. I feel like okay. All right, we're gonna have to use Sonic music because we're dealing with autists. Okay, we're gonna have to do this. We're doing Sonic music. By the way, thoughts on Nick defending Pedo Zaptai? Is Nick in the room with us right now? So I take it that's a defense for Pedo Zaptai? Amazing, Flamenco. Nobody brought up Zaptai, but good job. Nah, I always knew he sucked, and sadly felt sorry for when he had nothing but things he heard from Destiny's Meltdown. I should have just been really nasty and bullied him. Spondyle. Flamenco. You watch anime and jerk off to men. Who the fuck do you think you're bullying? Flamenco. People like Nick. Easily. It's okay, though. When people wise up to how much of a loser he is, it will be pretty funny. Spondyle. You'll probably troon out before that even happens, to be honest. Flamenco. How much do you want to bet? Spondyle. Flamenco. You can't run bets with people if you don't have any money. FlamencoTv. I have like 40K in the bank right now. What are you even talking about? Pause. We have to pause the music just very briefly. We have to pause the Sonic music. Is that the 40K that you got from your grandparents' inheritance? Are you still live streaming? I had no idea that you were... Who is more flamenco pilled than I am? Is he still live streaming? Yeah, why isn't he taking at least... This is what I would do, right? 40K just sitting in a bank account. Take the 20K, take 20K out of that, invest it in a property, get a mortgage, rent that home out, and the money that you're making from the rent will have pay off any sort of mortgage payments. Then, when the house is done, you flip it, turn a profit. Why are you sitting on 40K and doing nothing with it? That's ridiculous. Like, what is this? Oh, God. There's so much more. There's so much more. There was somebody who tried to tweet. I don't know. Who... Has Flamenco argued why he hasn't bought a house yet on Twitter? I could have swore I saw something like that. Did he argue that it's stupid to buy a house at his age? Or, like, being alone? Did he say that? Am I dumb? Can somebody help me figure that out? I feel like he did tweet something like that. Or somebody brought that up. Okay. Dead people don't live in houses. Alright, we need the music back. Thankfully, heart disease will set things to their rightful order. Besides, the single whiff of a lawsuit shut him up real quick on the defamation stuff. It's on site with him, though. Flamenco.
FlamencoTv.
No, I needed the... God damn it. I need a photo of his face. I need a photo of Flamenco's face. Somebody send me a photo of his goddamn face. Because, bro, you ain't beating nobody up looking like that. You don't even want to fight Bunk. Like, did you get jacked? Did you get jacked, Flamenco, in, like, the short period of time? Like, bro, that's gonna beat someone up. Now, don't get me wrong. Nick is fat. He's out of shape. Okay? I'm not even gonna hide that. It's just true. Okay? It's just true. But Flamenco looks like an anemic fucking goblin. Okay? Which one has the advantage? The weight advantage that Diorio has over Flamenco, or the twig goblin? Which one's going to win in a fight? Like, come on, Flam. You're not going to win a fight. Look up the Just a Worm fan art. So true. All right, hold on. What's Mike sending me? Side-by-side comparison. At least Mike doesn't look like a degenerate. You know, Mike's fat. He is fat. Okay? Mike is a fat boy. But at least he doesn't look like a goblin. Like, Mike looks like a human. He just looks like a fat man here. You know? He just looks like a typical fatty. Versus this guy, who looks like he would stab you for some meth. Like... He's literally Gollum. It's just great. Let's keep going. Read the Zip Zaps comment. Racist pedo vibes versus music teacher. That's solid. That's a solid comment from fucking Zip Zap. Yo, Zip Zap W on that one. This is a solid one, bro. It's a solid one. All right. We're not done yet. There's so much more. Where were we? Why are you still mad, dude? Holy shit. Diorio derangement syndrome is real. He does have that. Like, nobody, like, he is so obsessed with Nick. It's, like, actually unhealthy. When a fat retard defamed you, wanting him dead is pretty reasonable. Stop! You're gonna try and kill Nick? You want him dead? This is... Bro! How did this guy criticize Xanderhall? Him and Xanderhall are the same fucking person. All you have to do is juxtapose Xanderhall's meltdown to Cherry, and then just put Flamenco's messages over all the stuff that Xanderhall said, and they would read the exact same. They would read the exact same. They are one and the same. One's a leftist, one is not. That's the only difference between the two of them and the Shotokan. I don't know if Xanderhall's been caught with Shotokan, so I might eat my words with that one.
I'd why he argued with me for so long, lol.
Flamenco's a contrarian dumbass? No. He's not a contrarian. He's just a man that doesn't understand how to take an L. There's a difference. Huge difference. Smaggle is a contrarian, okay? Smaggle will go out of his way to say the opposite of shit to get a rise out of people. Flamenco is not that. Flamenco is a man that doesn't understand that what he says is ludicrous, is absolutely mentally unstable. There's a difference between these two vectors, okay? You need to understand that. Where were we? We're just gonna keep going. There's so many. Let's hope Nick's end with a McNut. Bro, you're already dead. It's a video of Flamenco being kneeled on by Diorio as Flamenco is George Floyd. Jesus. Mudahar with his laughing meme. Flamenco, thankfully heart disease, will set things to their rightful order. He really wants Diorio to die by a heart attack. Wait, who did I mute? Oh, why did I mute Kinoshé? Wait, what is this? Okay, so it's in here. Okay, we're gonna go over the house thing later. Okay, thank you, Shogun. Thank you. I don't even know why Kinoshé's muted. I don't remember why I muted him. I'll unmute you, Kinoshé. Don't you worry. Let's keep going here. Now we're at the Mike the Bike segment, where, I'm not gonna lie, Mike bodied this guy. He bodied the shit out of him. Mike the Bike. Flamenco sees Nick in the walls. Someone can make fun of him, and instead of attacking the person back, he's like, did you know Nick is fat and defends a pedo? I did do that. I now remember Shogun. I think it's because I kept seeing Ralph's gun. Flamenco, far be it from me to understand why your fat, dumpy ass defends an actual pedo. Okay, this is one of my favorites, alright? This one's iconic, okay? Don't read the caption. This one's iconic. Nah, Knicks viewers are a little too comfortable with literal sex offenders for me to be clicking any links. You're literally 30-something and touch kids. Lol? And people wonder why I rightfully despise Fatty and his drones. You're gay. Hold on, I have to hold my nose for this one. Where was it? Hold on. I gotta hold my nose for this one. I need the nasaliness, okay? I'm not the one gargling Fatty's balls, bro. You have dicks in your ass. You wish you had a fatty dick in your ass. Well, as of right now, you have 2 dicks in you, your ass and your mouth. You think an awful lot about gay sex, bro. Who's Joe? Question mark. Joe Mama. Really challenging my preconceived notions about you eating crayons, eh? You like playing with crayons in your bum. This dude straight up fell for a Joe Mama joke. Got him! Got him! Wrecked! Owned! Wrecked! Flamenco has been utterly destroyed worse than anything Diorio's ever done. Ha! Got him! Got him! Whoever you are, raw meat, you're a fucking Giga Chad for the Joe Mama one. I'm gonna repeat that other song because I feel like it's way better. I like the Windmill City one. They're more fun. Oh god, here we go. No, I genuinely think you're a pedo. But no one brought up Nick. And it's like a tick for you to bring him up. Next you'll ask me about Zaptai, right? Sure. Let's hear the cope. What if I say you're both pedos? What's your response? I'd love to hear the cope, considering the only minors were in his case. Didn't you jerk off to Boy Soprano? Wasn't there like an incest shonen, like an incest manga with a young boy being molested by his aunts? Like, I don't even know. What the fuck? Okay. This exchange is gonna get way worse later, okay? Mike, I think you liking Shota makes you a pedo. The same way you like yaoi, but you'd be gay. And the same way if you like big-titted anime chicks, so you're probably like girls with big tits. So now you'll say they're just drawings, right? The big tits in the dojin? Yeah, still just a drawing. Okay, here we go. Now Flamenco is now officially taking the title of a lolicon. That is a lolicon argument right there. That is Rev says Dessous arguments. That is arguments of people that enjoy this kind of shit. Boom! Right there. Done. It's over. Flamenco has now been whittled down to the degree where he's just like, fuck it. I jerk off to depictions of these children. It's happening. The tipster defense. Okay, so here's another. This one is fucking insane. It's okay, bro. Thinking isn't for everyone. I'm genuinely praying Bowblax logs off and gets some help and doesn't end up like you. And Autismo Supremo speaking facts there. I'm hoping the same. Like, I really am. Even though Bowblax kind of sucks dick, I really don't, like... I don't want him to end up like Flamenco. I don't think anyone wants to end up like Flamenco. I hope he's off. I hope he offs himself. And that hangs over Fatty's head for life. Excuse me. Can we pause that real quick? Think about what I just read to you. Okay? Think about what I just read to you. I hope he offs himself. And that hangs over Fatty's head for life. Flamenco is hoping that Bowblax dies so that he can hold it over Diorio's head. Like how people hold Etika over Keemstar's head. That's what's happening right now. Does nobody see how insane that is? Does anyone... Like, hate Bowblax all you want, man. I don't wish death on the people I have an issue with. Okay? Unless they have done something genuinely horrible to me, I do not wish death on others.
They're gonna get clipped for liking lowly more armor for pedos.
This is crazy. I can't handle Flamenco. This is ridiculous. You want Bowblax to end his life so that you can have a W over Nick.
Yo, Flamenco was so jealous Bowblax was getting bullied that he decided to bring back the debate from last year. Also, Flamenco is fed posting. Shocker.
Bro, that's what happened. It's like, Bowblax had the ultimate spurg out, right? Ultimate spurg out. I'm not even going to remotely defend his shit, okay? At all. But, Flamenco saw what was going on and said, hold my beer, bro. I'm going to fight with everybody for 24 hours uninterrupted. Yes, Flamenco. Make yourself the center of attention. Like, okay. Here's one more. All right. Here's one more. Here's one more in my thread. Okay. We need the song for this one. Wait. Does that mean anything other than Yuri is gay porn? Yuri would be lesbian porn. Yaoi would be gay porn. 2 straight adults would be straight porn. Seems pretty straightforward. This is my favorite one. So you can look at porn with a dick in it without being gay? What? When I heard that, I was very confused by that statement. Okay? It makes no goddamn sense. Somebody explain to me Flamenco's argumentation there. Somebody explain it to me, because I can't understand it to save my life. Let's reread it. Let's give Flamenco a chance here. Okay? Yuri would be lesbian porn. Yaoi would be gay porn. 2 straight adults would be straight porn. Adults. Hear that word, adults. Seems pretty straightforward. So you can look at porn with a dick in it without being gay? Mike comes back with the ultimate clap of a lifetime. Are you about to argue you can watch porn with a child in it without being a pedophile? Dear God! Mike! Mike! That is his logic, though. That's literally what it looks like he's about to say. His brain is mush. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about anymore. This guy has been... Nick, it's too great. Mike the Bike, you verbally raped him. Worse than those 2 women in his favorite manga raped that little kid. I'm gonna get in trouble saying that. Holy shit! I want to keep reading this, okay? This guy's not changed at all. Almost in his 40s and still arguing with randos. It's so true. Weird, you people have to post the fake clips nowadays. Oh, I have to hold my nose for that one. Hold on. Weird, you people. Okay.
The child being abused is the problem with CP, not the fact that you are watching sexual relations with a kid and getting off on it.
Yes.
FlamencoTv.
I love how dumb this motherfucker is. Like, he literally said, hold my beer, I'm going to be worse than Bowblax right now. I'm gonna just hold my beer, bro. It's yeah, like everyone shitting on Bowblax. Bowblax had the ultimate spurg out this year. Flamenco decided, you know what? I haven't had attention in about a year. This is a perfect opportunity to start. Oh, God. All right, I have to hold my nose when I talk in flamenco voice. All right, I gotta get a little dance in. Gotta get in the flow. Weird, you people have to post fake clips nowadays. Almost as fake as your girlfriend, pedo Jim. So you, by your own logic, admit it's not real? You people are just really dumb. What do you mean, you people? Some humans, mostly. Have you looked in the mirror lately? Oh, God, this is just getting worse. Yep. And I'll always be more... Wait a minute! Back up! Back up! Hold up. Is he trying to flex his money? Yes, he blocks it. It took me like 15 hours to figure out he was live tweeting. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It'll always be worth more than you. Bro, you got your money from your dead grandmother. Retard. Your grandma died. And you know what's worse? Your dead grandmother gave you 40K and you are doing nothing with it. You know that money's supposed to like help you and potentially invest in other things, buy a house, maybe rent out said home so you can make even more income. You know, there's a load of things you could do with $40,000, Flamenco. Sitting on it is not one of the things you should be doing. You should take half of that, put it in an investment vehicle, and the other half you put in savings. I'm gonna teach you how to be an adult, Flamenco. Sarah, I'm gonna teach you to be an adult. It's crazy. You are in your fucking 30s, man. You know how many people would kill to have 40K just sitting in a bank account? Your grandma died. And this is what you're doing. You're flexing on random people on Twitter about your dead grandma's money. Do you not see how crazy that is? Am I the only one that sees that and goes, why the fuck are you doing this? Oh, rip, that got hidden. I don't know what's going on with that. Hold on, we have to get the Sonic music back.
Flammy's going to have an internet career someday.
No, he's not. He's already killed it. He's destroyed it. He's the laughing stock of our community, the anime community, laughing stock of the Kiwi farms, laughing stock of, like, probably 4chan. Like, nobody respects this guy. There are people that straight up fucking hate me, Nick, like everybody, right? They hate the commentary community. But they all make fun of Flamenco. There is one unifying force on the internet. And that is shitting on Flamenco. Unified. You can literally be a gaming YouTuber. And if you hear the word Flamenco, they're going to be like, yeah, that dude fucking sucks. Like, Flamenco hate is the true equalizer for all of us. It's not world peace. It's hating on Flamenco. It's pack watching. Thank you, Doug, for the 23 months. Hey, sorry, you already answered this, but you're going to talk about the Bowblax drama. I already did briefly. I'm not going to get more in depth with that. Watch Nick's stream about it, honestly. He talked about my situation in there, too, very briefly, and I already compounded on top of it. Okay. I compounded on my situation with Bowblax, which is not as important as someone like Nick or the Larrick stuff at all. I'm a literal side character in that story. It is not important.
Flam can do Reddit freebooting.
True.
Hope is out there.
Yeah, he could. He could just do Reddit freebooting. All right, we have to get the music back. All right. I'm going to let this go down a little bit. Oh, no. God damn it, Shogun. Okay, here we go. Music time. Worth more than me? You're a 40-year-old man that lives in a one-bedroom apartment with no IRL friends and family that loves you. N-words your age are starting families and having kids. Log off and experience life, Pedo Jim.
Well, I'm in a one-bedroom apartment. So 1 for 3, actually. Genuinely surprised. Better luck on those math skills, champ.
I don't know what he's flexing on. Why would you just admit that, bro? I don't know what you mean.
I don't know what you mean.
I can't do a good flamenco impression. Are you retarded? Why would you proudly admit to living in a one-bedroom apartment at 40? He's not even 40 yet. He's close. Your grandparents didn't leave you their house!
Again, 1 for 3, not 40. Why would someone unmarried buy a house?
Are you a fucking idiot? Flamenco, I cannot believe that is something that you just wrote. You have $40,000 fucking dollars in the bank. Get a down payment on a fucking house. Rent it out. Make money. What are you doing? There is a reason for someone like you to buy a house. What the fuck? You're almost 40! Buy a house! Like, hold on. I'm sorry. This shit aggravates me because I care about where my money goes, right? I give an actual shit. I do not spend money unless there is a way for me to make money, okay? I have like an autistic fixation on that. I am money driven, okay? I don't give a shit to say that publicly. I am a money whore. If I was given $40,000 fucking dollars and my credit was really good, I don't know what Flamenco's credit is. My credit's fine. Flamenco's is probably in the fucking dirt because he has no credit history. Should have just bought a house, put $20K down on it, said, hey, there are 2 stories in this house, or rent it out to a family or something. Make hand over fist, have that pay off the mortgage for said home. Once the mortgage is done, flip the house and sell it. And then use that money, if you're making more money off of that, to divest in other properties. Like, dude, wait, what the fuck are you doing? Like, all right, so then Kino Shea gets involved. Oh, ew. Why is the anime in there? Like, why is the anime in there? Kino Shea, god damn it. All right. We're just going to keep the Sonic music. Can you ask Flamenco to clarify his living situation? Last year, he moved in with a roommate because he could no longer afford to live alone after being run off the internet by Nicholas Diorio and Salvo. Does he share a one-bedroom apartment? This was back in 2020... What was this? Back in 2022. Why? I gotta unmute Kino Shea. Let's see here. I was wondering if President his Discord shares inset... Oh, ew. Well, boys, probably not going to see you guys for a week or so while I move into the new place. Damn, good luck, Flam. You people are losers.
Not even good luck, lol. I'm locked. Just my current apartment is closing down internet tomorrow, and I might go to McDonald's for raid night tomorrow.
Wait, what? You went to McDonald's to play World of Warcraft? You went to McDonald's to play World of Warcraft when you need a place to live. Ooh, priorities are really not in a good spot, buddy. Really, really just not in a good spot. All right, let's keep going. McDonald's be good sometimes. Get that shit off my screen. All right. So what's happening here? Whoa! Sorry, the screenshot clarifies it was a roommate. Okay. You should stream BattleBit.
Maybe. I think I'm going to stream once I lock my new apartment down. Maybe Friday.
Get a trailer in the Midwest. Buy land.
Once I get my degree. Maybe, lol. I'm really going hard on this place. I got my eye on. It's $600 a month and has fiber optic.
Wait a minute. Downside is a roommate, but That will probably improve my living habit. What? 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 Dude, you could buy a house. Why would you want to continue to pay rent? Flame denies the 40-year-old roommate allegations. Did Flamenco block me? Oh, there's more. Oh my god! Look at this! Look at this! We're gonna be here forever just covering Flamenco's tweet meltdown. Like, I'm trapped. I'm trapped. I can't leave now. I'm too invested in the Flamenco meltdown, bro. I'm stuck here. Fuck. I'm stuck here. Where are we? Okay. Oh, Jesus. Being hassled, my people, almost as dumb as you. Spawn now. Just let it go, bro. It's over. Thank you for the 20 gifted mixed cereal. Based in red pill to make me slog through this shit.
I mean, I'm not the one putting all my energy in sucking up to Tonkasa's whipping boy bag.
The day the VTuber community kicks you out and pulls a Terry Davis will be the most funny ending of the endless cycle you are in.
Thankfully, VTubing seems inoculated against propping up fat midwit cunts as the voice of them. Also, a lot of less grooming and woo. I picked the right horse.
You're so easy to bait into an argument that you bored Nick out of talking about you. And he still lives rent-free in your head, bro.
I was talking more about Tom's Discord, lol.
Okay. Flamenco. Just letting you know, buddy. Yeah, there was a situation with Tom's Discord. Thing is, though, is that once Tom found out about it, because he was told it later, he immediately nuked the Discord. He did the right thing. I don't know how that's an own. I don't know how that's an own, Flamenco. Yeah, he really believes that Tom was, like, harboring pedophiles, which is not true. Oh, Flamenco. God, I needed something funny for me to come back to streaming, and this is it. Flam, you're really not the guy to be talking about other people having mods that get up to weird stuff. At least Tom just let a PDF stay to troll him. Yours diddled his sister. That's a good point.
So his mod knew the guy was creepy and let him stay. That's better in your eyes? Because I just got rid of Tux when I found out.
Guess I'm just a better person. Wait a minute. By your logic.
Cheers, my horse. Love ya. No
Flamenco, you did the same thing that Tom did. Once you were aware of the situation, you removed the issue. Tom did that. Tom didn't keep the pedophile around. It was the mods of Tom's Discord that did that. I'm pretty sure I'm getting the story right on that one. And when Tom found out about it, nuked the Discord.
Cheers, my horse. Love ya.
So,
No pedo.
Flamenco, you can't defend yourself with the thing that you're saying that Tom didn't do what he did. Flamenco's so aggravating.
Cheers, my horse. Love ya. No
I hate Flamenco. Fucking Flamenco just makes shit worse for like no reason. Oh my god.
Cheers, my horse. Love ya. No pedo.
Sure, Flam.
Just saying. If you have people around you You find out a felony is going on, and their first thought is content? Just saying.
Bro. No, wait. Hold on. I'm sorry. We're gonna stop on a lot of these because this is just retarded. Dude, you made multiple streams on Ralph committing felonies or like updates on his felonies. Like what? You've literally been like content. Ralph beat his girlfriend or wife. You know, like.
Here's my horse. Love ya. No pedo.
Like, how does he not understand like his blatant hypocrisies? It's like actually aggravating to me.
There's too much cope. We can't take much more of this.
I know. Too bad you're dealing with it. I was just wondering why more Spurgs like Smaggle don't bait you into arguments when it's this easy, and I get it now. Yes, it is easy.
Smaggle tried, and then he defended a dude trying to fuck a minor and admitted he didn't have an opinion on something because he was told what to think by a video. I think he's just cunning enough to understand he's out of his league.
What the fuck is that in reference to? Oh, Zaptai. Jesus. I would say you're permanently stuck in the little league of commentary, but I'm pretty sure that sealed court doc has you banned from those types of places. You're more likely to practice net, really. Okay.
Man, you guys really think that's a gotcha? It's a lot of your grievances amounts to very little.
Flam, you're not important enough for anyone to have a grievance with. You're a homeless man to be spat on and then ramble and spasm. You are so predictable. I wouldn't be surprised if your account is run by AI at this point. Yo, this guy is just bodying him. Mogged! Flamenco wishes he had channel members this loyal. So true.
My dude, you literally can't think for yourself. You have no free will and are not even human as far as I'm concerned.
Has Flamenco gotten his degree yet? Did he fail out again? Is he struggling in college again? I'm just curious. Lol.
It's okay, bro. Thinking isn't for everyone.
This is where he says he hopes Bowblax kills himself so that Diorio gets blamed for it. Flamenco, it's no longer August 2022. You lost to Diorio. Everyone thinks you're a pathetic freak. It's not worth fighting anymore.
Nah. Nick will eventually run out of scapegoats, or people will look into his sex offender friend Zaptai. Such is the fate of fatties with egos bigger than them.
Wait, what? People have looked into the Zaptai stuff. Like, multiple channels. People that hate Nick have looked into it. And some... like, what? Fucking ironic he says that commentary doesn't have original thoughts when the dude watches Rev says Desu, a guy who spreads misinfo to defend V2 regens. True! Rev is a piece of garbage. Like... I love this. I love how dumb this man is. It's honestly beautiful. Flamenco, you just replied 3 times to me. It's September 2024. Time to give up, man.
I'm sorry. People pointing out Nick as a loser is making you feel insecure.
No. It's not that, Flamenco. You could say Nick is a loser. You could say Nick is fat. You could say Nick has thin skin. You are entitled to those opinions. But the problem is that you have the worst ways to argue them, and it all is cope. It's all cope because you genuinely lost to him. You have no right to fight with Nick anymore, or anybody. You're like actually a retard. Like, you can have those opinions, but it doesn't matter because you're such an idiot, no one takes you seriously. Let's see here.
I mean, the last stream I did after like a year and a half of inactivity was 1.5K.
Okay. Flanco, is that consistently your viewership being 1.5K? If it isn't, that doesn't matter. You came back and hit a story that was probably hot, right? I don't know anything about what you've been doing, bro. But, like, that's probably what happened. You have a semi-decent sized channel, even though it's technically dead. If you hit a big story in the VTuber community, obviously you're going to get a lot of people watching. I'm never going to say my regular viewer count is 500 to 600 to 700, or maybe even 800. I think I hit a max of 800 one time. I'm never going to sit back and go, yeah, I averaged this, or like, that's a big, important deal. No, it was just a big story I was covering. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? God damn it.
Do you honestly...
Oh, I can't do that one. Do you honestly... Okay, hold on. We got to reset the music. I refuse the other one. I like this music. It fits. Do you honestly not see how you come off as a completely insane to most people? You've been arguing with literally nobody like me for hours, bro.
Insane is refuting a claim with evidence against it? You get why people call you a cult? What?
What? When was the community considered a cult? Who's saying that? Yeah, true. Flamenco, you are like 40 years old with no wife, no kids, and no career. You spend all day on Twitter talking about anime girls and ranting like a lunatic about Nicholas Diorio. This is true. You literally don't see why people think you're a loser.
Why you were playing what we reply to you, you weirdo? Man, you people are weird and sad.
Flamenco, you just don't have to reply to them. That's the point the guy's making. 40-year-old with no wife, no kids, no career. And if it's not sad, I don't know what is. He's almost 40. Almost 40, okay?
You people literally suck at math.
Admittedly, I wasn't the best at math in school, but 0 wife plus 0 kids plus 0 career equals 0, am I right? Oh, God. He just got bodied in that one moment. Oh, God. Give me a second to breathe. Give me a second. Ooh, give me a second.
And yet, you go guard for Nick?
Nick is a grown man who can defend himself, Lamau. I haven't defended him anywhere in this thread. I think it's amazing that literally anybody can get you to spurg out like this at 40 years old.
Is that why he blocks anyone liking posts calling him fat?
I really don't give a shit if he blocks some Twitter retards, bro. Take that up with him. How has one fat guy from New York broken your feeble mind this much? Yeah, total deflection. Like, literally a deflection. Hard deflection.
His bitter ego-driven spite has morons like you being annoying to me over lies.
What lies have I said? I called you a childless, nearly 40-year-old loser. True statements.
His lies, tard.
Wait. He is actually fucking insane. He's truly deranged. This dude is like, bro, it's easy to piss you off. I call you a 40-year-old, childless, wifeless, homeless loser. And you're still talking about Nick. Like, what? You're making the guy's point for him, Flamenco. You're making his point for him. How do you not recognize that? You're literally allowing a troll to beat you in this argument. This is the most sad thing I've ever seen. This is true maidenless and childless behavior. Why are you seething at me over your personal gripes with Diorio? Guess what, Flam? If Diorio never existed, everybody would still think you're a loser, solely due to your own actions. Based?
Nah, not really. A lot of my problems can be traced to him getting really pissy, and likened my issues to his pedophile friend back before I knew Nick lied about the ages. That's not what he did at all. Almost all of your problems can be linked to 2-year-long meltdown that you've been having, LMAO. Nah, it's generally mostly manufactured.
I don't know why that was blocked. Nicholas Diorgo, Buck broke you, bro.
Just like I buck broke Nick with saying he has no opinion outside of the last Destiny stream. Alas, I didn't bully the fuck out of him and felt pity for him.
What? Bully the fuck out of Nick? What? Bro, you are the last person that can bully anybody. What?
Call him a pedo.
He's looking at that as like an L on his life, a stain on his life that he didn't attempt to bully Diorio in an Augie RFC stream. How do you attribute your life to being like this pathetic? Like, how do you strive yourself to be this pathetic? Yeah, literally. Am I out of touch? No, it's Diorio who's wrong. That's literally what's happening here. I'm not even gun guarding for Nick. There's certain things that you're just completely making up that's not true. But, like, you can be mad at Nick all day long. It's funny to watch you argue with people that aren't even bringing up Nick, and you bring up Nick for no reason. That's why this is funny. Like, yeah, he literally haunts Flamenco's dreams. Instead of Flamenco dreaming for, like, a better tomorrow, a wife, a kid, a home, a pension, a 401k, retirement, his dreams are just nothing but Diorio. It's just nothing but Diorio. It's nothing but Diorio. I couldn't imagine, like, being this obsessed with one person. I couldn't imagine that. It's actually really sad. It's actually really sad. I don't feel sympathetic to him, but it's just like pathetic. It's like literally pathetic. Flam Sims are trying to wrangle him. Are they really, Hagen?
If she disavowed Diorio.
Flamenco would vote for Harris if she disavowed Diorio. Accurate. He would be like, the Democrats are the greatest party of all time. Nick Diorio must be tried as a war criminal. Genuinely have to wonder, Chris, do you think Nick has ruined Oreos for Flamenco? Yes.
Whoa!
He can't eat Oreos.
Nick is the Baba Yaga.
He is. He really is. He really is, bro. He really is. He can't eat fucking Oreos, bro. It's been ruined for him. No. Okay. Is there anything else I need to be aware of? I feel like oh god, there's so many tweets. Is there anything I missed, Shogun? Is there anything I missed, chat? I feel like there are other things. I feel like there are other things that we may have missed. Let me see. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Acer, I muted because he got annoying. So, Acer, if you got a problem with that, too bad, buddy. Fuck me. A lot of people I find annoying are in these threads. Oh, my God. This is insane, bro. How do you still do this? Oh, God. Let me see here. There's so much Flamton. Here we go. YouTube drama does something to a motherfucker.
Makes you a lot less pitiful of annoying cunts.
What the fuck? Bro thinks he's the main character.
Bro thinks Nick is anything other than a thin-skinned fat bitch.
Source?
Your dick riding.
Where?
your embarrassing timeline.
You looked at Acer's timeline, bro. I don't glaze Nick Lamau, but if you can show me an example, I can happily explain how you were wrong.
Okay, bro.
Yo, wait! He didn't say okay, buddy. I think he got into a fight with Keemstar. We're gonna be here forever. Oh god, we're gonna be here forever. Wait, I think I just realized something. I think he stopped doing the okay buddy thing. I think he stopped it. I think he's self-aware. Chad, I think he's self-aware. He doesn't do the okay buddy anymore. Okay, bro. He didn't say buddy. He's growing. He's growing and learning. He's becoming self-aware. It's like Tipster. He doesn't hit the oh shit button anymore because he knows we all laugh at it. Oh no! The lolcow's becoming self-aware. Alright. Let's keep going. I mainly cover situations, interact with people on here, lol. You don't have to be a Nick Glazer to make fun of you, bro. You're just a sad, pathetic piece of subhuman trash. What do you mean, F? The stream go down? Please say no. Did the stream go down? Why is everyone posting F in chats? It's fine? Okay. I was just curious. Still works for me? Okay. Because we've been having some issues with streams, so I just want to make sure.
Why? Let's hear your original opinion.
A lot of actions you have done are very
Every time
criticizable.
Flamenco reads Boy Soprano, he hears Nick's voice echo through his mind.
God. One of the worst ones is you reading a Shotokan at 24, which is weird as fuck. You getting mad at Mike the Bike song
Okay, buddy, but not forgotten.
and just wouldn't let go or move on. You want people that you hate dead, lol. Even after 2 years, you tried to claim allegations or evidence off of some rando with no likes on a tweet as your source. You don't ignore trolls. You genuinely interact with anyone. You considered affecting Xander Hall's life, wanting him to be kicked out of his house because you were mad at him. This shows you to be a spiteful, stubborn, delusional spurg who is extremely hard to take seriously. True. So yes, I do genuinely find you pathetic. I'm sorry if you hear that a lot, but from what I've stated alone, it's enough for any rational person to see you as pathetic.
So just curious, what do you think of Nick defending Zaptai?
Oh my god! The guy is literally saying, I'm not a Nick Guntgarder. And he somehow brings up Nick defending Zaptai. Whoa!
Chris, have you seen Flamenco say he let a girl put a finger up his butt?
Yes, Jello, I know the lore. Unfortunately, I know the lore. Bro, he was just like, I have many criticisms of you doing these stupid, fucking, terrible things. Whoa! Okay, buddy, keep
Flamenco
sweeping
wants
for...
to genocide all people named
Who?
at this point.
Who the fuck is on the Hooked account? Augie! The fuck? No, it's definitely Cyrus. It's Cyrus. It's not Augie. I don't even know who's running it. Is it Aiden? Like, what the fuck? What do you little motherfuckers say your name? Okay, buddy. Keep sweeping for Fatty. Totally amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I'm loving today. This is my favorite day ever. Let's keep going.
Zaptai trying to fuck a minor by lying about the ages and going after anyone that so much as mentions that. Answer with any more lies or a double standard and you're blocked.
We literally talked about this in a GC a while back. You always deflect with this.
To the point, I have answered this 3 different times. Answer again so everyone can see, weird as it is. Acer, like I said, obviously it is criticizable for how it was handled by Nick, especially with the ages. Yes, he did fix it in the description on that part, but it definitely could have been handled better. But no matter what, he isn't going to make a retrospective or anything like that. This is like years old, and you've always bring it up as a deflection. Like you used it as a deflection to your actions, lol. Yeah. Dodging what I said is not the own you think it is. Okay. It's okay, he addressed the fact he lied about the age of the girl to make it seem like his friend. It wasn't a direct lie. It wasn't a direct lie. Nick even put out a tweet clarifying that he fucked that up. Like, is it a lie if somebody clarifies and doesn't double down on said lie? Like, I don't know. This is retarded. This is so stupid. Of course he has to add a One Piece laughing meme. This is ridiculous. Seemed like his friend didn't try to knowingly fuck her in the description, but you're friends with Technicals, where Zero said he wanted to have a little girl masturbate with an ice cube. Okay, buddy. I just flamencoed him. I just did the okay, buddy. Fuck! So if I add something new in a description, you will stop being an annoying loser? That's not what I said, lol. I just said it's so long ago, he hasn't repeated the action again. So you keep trying to rehash this in a desperate attempt for people not to see your flaws, Master Deflector. No, it's exactly what you just said. And it's baffling that you would make your rationalize a dude defending his friend, trying to fuck a minor. Well, unless it's something you think it needs defending for. You obviously still deflected from what I said. You're genuinely pathetic. Obviously, I think Zactai deserves criticism, but I think Technicals made a lot more okay, not really. But you keep using something from years ago to try to get people's eye off the conversation. It's genuinely pathetic. Yeah, feel how you feel about the Zaptai fucking Zero stuff. But, like, the point that everyone's been making is that anytime Flamenco responds like retarded Spurgs, he has to bring up the Diorio Zaptai thing. When nobody's bringing up the Diorio Zaptai thing to him. Nobody's doing that. That's the point that Acer and everyone's making. And Flamenco keeps trying to debate Zaptai. You don't even need to bring up Diorio. You can say, Flamenco, you have a shitty point. And he's like, but what about Zaptai? And everyone's like, why? Why do you do this? Flamenco, you're such a tard. You're such a tard. Let's see here. Technicals has made a lot of valid points, eh? Why do you reply to Nick with that? Surely he won't block you like a thin-skinned bitch. Fact is, my controversies pale in comparison. Bro, you're like 30 doing this. Get a fucking job, base spindling. Sorry, your Taiga and Rev piece flopped. Womp womp. Yeah. Taiga, who said that they wanted to fuck children in a Discord. Okay? And they want to fuck little boys. And Rev saying that they have no problem with people jerking off to Lolicon. And defended Taiga. You know, Flamenco's just going to defend that. But alright. Wonder if Flamenco will go... Flamenco, fight with harmful opinions. Do that. I really want to see you debate harmful opinions on the Taiga stuff. Please. I want to see that. I want to see that. I want to see that fight, bro. Yep, requested a nude of a 17-year-old and said that they would share it. You know? Really weird. Let's keep going. Ba, 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 ba. Bet you love those two, though, don't you? Rev's videos are pretty good. Oh, wow. Bro, you love those two, don't you? Rev's videos are pretty good, by the way. What are your thoughts on Nick's friend, Pedo Zaptai? Dude! What the fuck? I think Zaptai is vile. Don't see anything if Nick has blocked me years ago. Just on to see you in the comments section of one of Nick's dick riders. You should make a video on him and Pedo Zaptai. Thoughts on Taiga, Mr. Cynical, Shadman, Giggly Goon Cloud. Didn't respond to that one. Interesting. Oh my god, he's still going. I don't know. Kind of makes you look more cringe than anything.
Just being honest, like, I get it, people are pricks, but I've forgotten people usually after a day, after going back and forth. It's personal wrong warrants it. Yeah, man, but you do you. But just saying it comes across catty XGF to go. You'll say he's glad to be dead. You hold on to it. It's kind of lolcat material. We laugh at anyone else saying that. True!
If it was for something minor or petty, I would agree. Defamation like he did to me feels pretty justified.
You should be more mad at Salvo, bro. Like, what? This is kind of what I'm talking about. I don't think anyone even remembers what your beef was about. Internet moves on quickly. Who the fuck care? Who gives a fuck about anything he says? You know how this works. Show what bothers you, and people will continue doing it.
That's fair.
What, bro? What do you mean that's fair? If you knew that was fair, you wouldn't be like engaging with this any further. Is there anything else I'm missing? I feel like we're just in a crazy spot here, like crazy spot. Like, where are we? I feel like we've gone down more rabbit holes than I expected with the flamenco stuff. Okay, buddy.
Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy.
Whoa! Flam is so bad Reverend wouldn't even stream with him.
Flam is so bad Rev wouldn't even stream with him. Did he invite Rev Says Dessou to stream with him and Rev said no? That would be funny. Flamenco is a Ralph disciple. Not anymore. He might have learned how to be a Spurg through Ralph. All these horrendous actions, but I permanently tarnished my career. But at least I did defend
I've
Sapt.
done all these horrendous actions that have permanently tarnished my career, but at least I didn't defend Zapti.
But that's like the thing. He keeps using that as like some kind of own against everything else. Unless there's more tweets, I don't want to keep doing this. All right, I'll let Mike call in for a minute. What's up, Mike?
Yo. So the funny thing that I mean, this is something I kind of already realized, but the funny thing I realize about Flamenco is he kind of is in the same spot as Boogie, where they can see and acknowledge where their fault is and what they're doing to fuck up, but they have the incapability of absorbing that information and actually moving the fuck on. Like, his own fans, what's left of them, are telling him, this is exactly what looks wrong. Even as someone that likes you, you're doing like lol cow shit, and he's like, yeah, that's fair. It's like,
Well, but the thing is that, like, I think, so I wouldn't say it's exactly like Boogie, because after meeting him and like having like a full-blown like argument with him for 2 hours fucking straight in person, Boogie doesn't recognize the bad things that he does. He just pretends to. There's a difference between that. Boogie will pretend that he understands. Flamenco will be like, yeah, I understand, but continue down that path regardless, you know? Boogie will like outright just be like, yeah, whatever, bro. Flamenco will just keep going. He'll recognize it, but he can't stop. Like,
yeah, exactly. No, it's like a never-ending cycle. The funny thing is, like, so I work as some people know, I work as like a substitute teacher. So I was like working, and then I was on my break, and I saw Flamenco was freaking out still from yesterday. So I made a tweet about it, and then Nerdy John, that motherfucker, I don't ever like to fight with Flamenco because it's like a Sisyphusian task. I believe Sisyphus is the one that
you've had the arguments with him before.
Yeah, I've literally fought with him many times before. I debated him 3 times. One was on Augie's stream, twice was on Doc on the radio. I think there was a 4th conversation, but that was less of a debate. And there was one time he was like arguing with like 20 people in a server, and I was drunk off my ass on a drinking stream. So I just called in to be like, bro, why are you still doing this to yourself? You're such a fucking loser. And he's like, hey, man, I already said you could go ahead and grift all you want from your low-effort music. And I'm like, low-effort music? Dog, the amount of work I put into my music is a million times more than you talking over barely audible streams. What the fuck are you talking about?
Question, how do you feel about him having 40K but not using any of that to invest in his future?
Crazy, because I've mentioned, I have never gone into like full detail about it, but I've mentioned before, like, pretty much during the summer I didn't have any work, because I was under the impression I was going to be working during the summer through my same company that I do as a substitute teacher, but I didn't have any work this summer. So I've been like keeping my head afloat with whatever little I make off YouTube and from DoorDash and trying to find a job. I haven't been able to find a job. So I know, like, thank God I have not been on the streets yet. I don't know what it's like to be like broke, right? But I know what it is to just have your head just above water, making it by, week by week. And if someone dropped 40K, into my like account out of nowhere, first of all, I'd clear out all the debt I have because that would be enough to clear that. And second of all, I'd at least put half of that in something that I can invest. And then the other half, and by the way, I wouldn't stop working. And Flamenco's a lazy motherfucker because he doesn't stream. He doesn't put any effort into his channel that he has a viable channel still. Those VTuber commenters will still watch his shit because they don't care about degeneracy because a lot of VTubers are already degenerate.
Yeah.
He has a viable channel to make money off of, but because he probably is self-aware enough to know that if he were to stream often enough, he would just attract all the people that make fun of him to constantly hate watch him. He probably is self-aware enough to do that, but I mean, fuck it, bro. Like, dude, he acts like being called a pedo is like the greatest offense of all time. I literally, like, when I came back to the community, like, this was like, now it's been like years now. There was somebody that was literally like trying to call me a pedo, going to everyone's in chat calling me a pedo when I tried to come back. And I was pretty upset about that, obviously, over like for like 2 weeks. But then like that's it. Like that topic never came up again. I never fed the troll. It just went on, and that's all he's ever had to do. This whole thing started not just because of my song, not just because of Salvo, but because my friend Ghost Shark. Ghost Shark is like he's not even like a creator. Like he's just a online friend of mine that usually is on my live streams. He just tweeted at Flamenco, and Flamenco responded to him, and that was the like starting point of everything from then to now. Because if he didn't respond to Ghost Shark, because I did tell a few people privately about his freak out against me, but that was private.
Right.
Ghost Shark added him publicly, and that's when it became public, and that's when it became big news. But yeah, my point is like, I hold the job. I go to college still because I'm still taking classes. I still do my YouTube shit. I still do my music shit, and I still have time for a personal life. I do all of this. Does that mean I have less sleep? Yes, but I still manage to get everything I need to get done as much as possible. And meanwhile, Flamenco here is like, I can't stream, guys. I have college. Like he doesn't even. I don't think he even has a job. He just does quote unquote college with his quote unquote fake girlfriend.
Has he? Does anyone know if he graduated yet? Like, does anyone know? I don't think he has. He's been in college for like forever.
Look, you know what? I'm gonna even be this nice to him. He doesn't deserve it. I don't hold it against anyone that takes a long time to finish college because I'm still like this term. At the end of this term, I'm finishing my associates. I should have been done with that like 8 years ago, bro. But sometimes life happens, I get it. But there's nothing about his life other than, his terrible relationship with his mother that's pretty much public at this point. There's nothing about his life that seems so terrible that he should not have been able to complete whatever shit he's got going on, okay? And not to act like my life is terrible. I've made a lot of stupid decisions and I've procrastinated a lot of my life, and now I'm paying for that now, obviously. But, it's just so frustrating. Like, I'm surprised Flamenco, and maybe he doesn't even know, but I'm surprised Flamenco didn't bring up the shit that's going on with my channel. He could have easily, like, he goes after my looks, which I've been called fat, like, my entire adult life. Why would I care about someone calling me fat, one? And two, why would I care about someone calling me fat when I could still, like, I can still get bitches? Flamenco here is lying about his girlfriend.
Listen, you're fat. Flamenco looks like a goblin. To be honest, which one's worse out of the two? I would say looking like a goblin.
Yeah, it's just constantly like there is no room for me to ever feel bad for Flamenco because he gives me no reason to feel bad for him. And then on top of that, he literally was going to argue that so if because there's like there's a funny joke from long ago about if you watch any porn with dick in it, you're gay, right? That's a joke, right? But Flamenco was going to use that as an argument. If you can watch porn that has a dick in it and not be gay, he was literally going to argue that.
I saw that. We
if
brought
you
it up.
watched, yeah, you saw that. He then pivoted. His response to me asking him that was, is the canonical age the issue? And by that time, my break was over. So I was like, I'm not arguing with this guy anymore. So that was the end of that argument. But I mean, if I'm gonna respond to him talking about the canonical age, I think it's too faceted. If we would just want to get through over that real quick,
Oh no! Did he block me?
he hasn't blocked me yet.
I think he blocked me.
Funny.
Damn it!
Nah,
No!
it's so over.
Oh god, I'm
So
actually.
genuinely over.
Damn it! Oh no! Damn!
But no, yeah. Like if the character
He's
looks
watching.
like a child,
He's watching.
he might be.
Fuck
If the character
you!
looks like a child, then that means you're attracted to it looking like a child. If the character looks like adult, as in is the age of a child, then you could argue you're not attracted to her their age or whatever. It's the same thing with the. I know Tipster brought up that one chick from what is that the chick that she's like 30 years old but she looks like she's 10. Like the harsh
Fuck, I don't
reality
know.
is that men that are going to be attracted to that woman are pedophiles. Age doesn't matter to the people that are attracted to her because they're not going to see her age when they see this woman that looks like a 10-year-old. That's the point. It doesn't matter what the age of the fucking character is. It
Wait.
matters-
Is Flamenco live right now? No way. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
wait, is Flamenco live?
I don't know. Someone sent me his link.
Hey Flam. Nice thick skin. Nick.
Hold on. Flamenco,
Hey.
Flamenco TV. Holy shit, his channel is buried. I cannot find his fucking channel.
No, I had to scroll for like 3 minutes.
Oh,
before I
nope.
found it.
He's not live right now. Okay, I thought he was like live streaming me back.
Oh my god, that would see. That's a good idea. That's good content. If you were to do like, I say it jokingly, but if he would have just paid me to make a song about Salvo beating his wife, how funny would that have been? Rather than everything that's happened since then.
No, but Salvo didn't beat his wife. Okay, that's not what happened. I gotta
I
correct
know.
that.
I know that, but someone did commission me to make a song about that, and I did make this song, and it came out, and Salvo had no reaction to it.
Right.
How Flamenco?
It's almost like a parody song was put out making fun of him.
Exactly. No, yeah, but no, yeah. I just wanted to call in to like clarify like all that stuff and how like it's just like someone was like I forgot who it was, but they're like, oh, you should just debate Flamenco again. It's like, one, I don't think Flam will actually debate with me,
It's not worth it.
but two, Mike, your audio is fucking
Yeah,
awful.
it keeps cutting in and out. It's pretty rough.
Oh.
It's getting worse.
Hold on, I can fix that. Hold on.
That's all right, but I get where you're coming from. It's just not worth the effort. He's just gonna keep looping on the same points he's done for the past 2 to 3 years. It's not worth the time.
Yeah, it's just do I sound better now? Or
Yeah,
no?
you sound better.
Okay. Sometimes my mic glitches out. I think I need a new cable or something. But no, yeah. I mean, Flamenco, again, it's like a Sisyphusian task. It's just the same exact arguments over and over again. This time I was like, you know what? Let me just call what he's going to respond with before he responds. And literally, he didn't even fail to do that. He just responded exactly the way I said he was going to respond. Oh, next you'll say this, and then he just does it. It was like JoJo or whatever. But no, yeah, it's just it's funny to make fun of him. I actually was thinking of doing a new parody on him, but I was not gonna do. I was planning on not doing unless it was commissioned new music on my channel because of what happened. I don't know if you talked about it on your stream, but what happened with my channel.
Yeah, I saw you got demonetized and everything. Hopefully they allow you to redo it. But seriously,
No,
like
I have confirmation. I'm not getting that channel remonetized, like for sure. So
sorry, bud.
that's gonna. No, yeah, so my plan is I'm just streaming on Twitch until November. And then once November comes and the strike is like fully gone, I'm just gonna do a new channel. So I wasn't gonna do any new non-commissioned music. I was just gonna do my commissioned music, and then once I start the new channel, do stuff there. But Flamenco has awakened my inspiration, and I feel a song coming on. So
just do
I
it,
guess
bro.
keep an eye out for that.
I will. I appreciate you coming on. Commission Mike for
course.
songs, man. He does great shit.
Peace out, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Mike. Mike has dealt with like flamenco more than anyone else. I can't believe he blocked me on stream, bro. Oh, flamenco, come on. We were enjoying that. You just had the bitch out. You couldn't take me laughing at you, dude. We're just laughing at you. Like, come on, man. Whatever. It's fine. We were really kind of like getting into the weeds. Hey, Flamenco. I know you're watching, bro. Can you stop DMing certain people that you're fighting on Twitter. I've seen the DMs, bro. Like, you're looping. You're looping. Like, on Twitter's one thing, but when you start DMing people on Discord, you should definitely stop, okay? My whole thing with you, Flamenco, is that you're just funny to laugh at. I don't care about your fight with Nick, really. I really don't care. I really don't care, Flam, at this point. It's just funny that you can't stop. Like, people are arguing with you about things that have nothing to do with Diorio. And you keep fighting with everybody using Diorio as a talking point. Like, when are you going to realize that that's not what people's issues with you on? Like, I'm not even pleading with him. I'm just telling him he's being ridiculous. You're just funny to laugh at, retard. My God, this is true. This is actually like a very accurate photo of the situation. Did he DM Spindling after his Twitter meltdown? No. It's someone else. It's someone else who hasn't released the DMs, but they should. I asked them that they should. I asked them. It's just the same shit. Just the same shit. Log out? No, I don't want to be that A-loggy. I have no desire to sign out. Wait a minute. Hey, Flamenco. Oof. Hey, buddy. You know, sometimes oh God, what is that thing? You know, Flamenco, there are things that I could do when you think a little ahead. Like an alt account that I used to a long tipster with. Let's see here. I literally answered your question, you dope. I was always baffled at you people in your fan fiction. Fave Dojin. Probably something with a bunny girl outfit. My God, what the fuck? Hide the alt? I am. You can't even see it. Let's see here. Oh, retweeting stuff. My God, I forgot he hates Mudahar too. Be careful, don't show the handle. No, I'm not going to show the handle. Copes the man Discord mod phenotype. Flamenco, you are the Discord mod phenotype. What are you talking about? Just because Mike's fat and has a beard doesn't mean that's all that what it is. What is this? What the fuck is going on in this? It looks low blow, especially when in bad faith. Nah, it's good faith. Wasn't just talking about you. It goes both ways. You've been going back and forth with this guy. It always goes back to the same statement about what you did. Like, quit arguing. No? Fair. No, it's just exhausting. What? What? You did it to yourself. I don't know. The hatred I feel for these subhumans burn. Bro, you can't call anyone subhuman when you look the way that you do. It's impossible. But you're guilty of the same thing as them. You're human too. Not better or worse. Why the hate? The life isn't worth just the hate. Nah, I'm way better, to be honest. Would you eat this popsicle, Flamenco? No, I'm not British. What about this? Is that dishwater? Why is he answering these people? Like, what is the point of this? Why is he answering everybody? The canonical age makes it CP to you. It's just a weird position for you to being the fat Mudahar, but hey, commentary double standard. There's no double standard. It's just gross. I don't even think he's being funny. I think he's just actually responding to these people. What? What is this? She broke up with me on Drive 13th's anniversary. I don't have anything bad to say about her. I loved her. Circumstances just made it so that it couldn't work out. Always the worst kinds of breakups. Thank you, Flam. You're giving me a lot to think about. This is great. Oh, God. I think we're done. I think Flamenco's done. I think after somebody made a stream about how retarded he is, it's just over now. It's just over. Oh, can't show the alt.
Whoa!
Need that for later.
Joseph Mama.
Damn Flamenco. Joe Mama. So very true. Joe Mama. Oh, man. Thank you, Flamenco. I needed a good laugh. I really did, buddy. I really did. Oh, God. That was slick, Chris. I try, you know. I try. I'm just trying to think. How long have I been live for the Flamenco stuff? Jesus. Wow. We spent 2 hours, almost 2 hours laughing at Flamenco. I didn't even have the rest of my shit pulled up. What am I seeing here? Okay.
Whoa!
My final statement.
Yeah, you can follow Mike on Twitch if you want. Thank you for the 5, Mike. Representative clip for 2020, Muda described the plot of a hentai he watched. While the hentai is degen, Muda in the same clip that he doesn't actively watch hentai, so he's trying to say that Mudahar is just as bad as him, but Flamenco actively watches hentai. So, like, doesn't make any sense. Like, it really doesn't. It doesn't make any sense, but okay, bro. You do you. Wait, what? Did I get blocked by this guy? Are you serious right now? What happened? Hold on. Did I get blocked by him? Oh, he protected his tweets. Fuck me, dude. I'm not going to be able to find what I was looking for. Damn. Let's see here. Where is Frogan's picking a fight with Ethan Klein? I need that. It's like critically important. Did Frogan delete it? Did Frogan delete the tweet? No way. I need to find it. Apparently, Bowblax blocked Tipster. Yeah, that makes sense. Not really shocked. Should have came prepared. I didn't realize that he privated his account today. I was not expecting that. All right, I'm just going to have to break it down for you then from memory, okay? So, there's a situation brewing, okay? And it involves Hasan's community. You know, the Flamenco part is over. If you guys want to go watch someone else, totally fine. We're on the what I wanted to talk about initially before the Flamenco stuff overtook it, okay? So, we have a bit of a situation brewing. Now, if you remember, Ethan Klein and Hasan used to do a podcast together called the Leftovers Podcast. If you remember, during that time frame, Hasan's community, once the October 7th attack happened in Israel due to Hamas killing people at a peace event, there's been some disagreements between Hasan's community, his orbiters, and Ethan Klein. Now, Ethan broke up the podcast, in my opinion, due to the toxicity of Hasan's community, which Hasan's community is one of the more toxic communities on the platform, both on Twitch and YouTube. These people are mentally deranged, okay? Especially this fat bitch right here, Frogan. Frogan is essentially Jabba the Hutt if they were real and had a vagina. So they have been one of the more vocal points against what they perceive to be all Jewish people. Any person that says Israel should exist is a Zionist, okay? They don't want understanding on both sides. They don't want anything along those lines. They want a complete dismantle of the Israeli system. Now, I am not pro-Israel or even pro-Palestine. I really could care less. It's a fight that is hundreds of thousands of miles away from me, and I don't give a shit. I really don't. So I am the perfect person to talk about something like this, okay? So Ethan got a little pissy at the Hasan community when at one point he tweeted out, if I can find it, where they were talking about a situation where that a creator talked about the good things about what is it? The good things about what's his name? Osama bin Laden. Yes, thank you, Shinji, for pulling this up. This is the exact tweet. So there's a guy that said some nice things about Osama bin Laden. Now, if you don't know, Osama bin Laden is a bad person. I can't believe I have to say that. Okay? Osama bin Laden was instrumental in destroying the Twin Towers. 9/11, if you ever heard of that before. And there's been a bit of a retcon of his history where people are trying to say Osama bin Laden was actually a very spiritually sound person. He had good points. I'm sorry. Do I have to respect a terrorist because he said one thing that you agreed with? Bitch. Yeah, I'm sorry. So, yeah. So there are people trying to retcon his history. So Ethan sees this tweet. Do all Americans actually know why bin Laden did all that? It doesn't matter. I literally don't care what made bin Laden do that. He still committed a terroristic attack and killed thousands of people in the Twin Towers through the coordination of 9/11. I don't give a shit if he was, like, taking care of stray puppies. You know, I don't care that, you know, he took care of wounded people and animals. I don't give a shit. He committed a terrorist attack on United States soil. I don't give a shit what he did outside of that.
Meme I made a while ago.
Yeah, it's like people saying, oh, there's good things about Adolf Hitler. You know? This is ridiculous. Did that, or do they all believe he hated that they can vote or something? Yes, he hated that we had democracy. He hated that we are a free country, a free land. Even though our country sucks and has its issues, we're still a free goddamn country. USA! USA! Fuck all other countries, bro! He did quite literally hit. So this is Ethan responding to this retarded tweet. He did quite literally hate Americans because they could vote and had freedoms. He specifically states in his writings the reasons: homosexuality, lack of Sharia law, drug use, lending of money, the letting Jews run the country. Please read his writings before regurgitating tanky talking points and running defense for a mass-murdering, homophobic, anti-Semitic piece of shit. Fuck bin Laden and anyone trying to rewrite history. Based! Based is all hell. Based! That is so fucking true. Ethan Klein has never heard of historical analysis. This is the cope from all these leftist freaks. When somebody turns around and says, hey, this technical revision of, like, who Osama bin Laden was and the fact that we should ignore the horrible things, and then adding a preface of, like, well, he did these horrible things because of X, Y, and Z, so it's not really that bad. That's what you're basically doing when you do that. So Comrade Cassie is trying to chalk this up to be like, oh, he doesn't understand historical analysis. Blow it out your ass, asshole. Then you have Frogan. Oh, God. Frogan, I mog you in viewers. I mog you everywhere. Money, viewers, everything. And for some reason, people think that you're more important because you wear a hijab. And you're friends with Hasan. That is all you're good for. That is all you're ever going to be known for. And getting into fights with Ethan Klein. Get over it. Like, that is all you are. You have made yourself the token of the Hasan community. Good job, Frogan. This motherfucker never shuts up. Oh my God. Where he's trying to say that Osama bin Laden's a bad person, Frogan. He says Osama bin Laden bad. And you're upset that he's talking on that? Like, I don't get that. I don't get that. Osama bad. We should all, like, understand Osama bad. Okay? There should be no ifs, ands, or buts. No ifs, ands, or buts. Osama bad. Okay? Osama bad. I'm glad that we murdered him in his hut. I am glad SEAL Team 6 put a bullet in his skull and dropped him in the ocean. That is the most patriotic shit of all time. Okay? Thanks, Obama. Yes, thank Obama for that. Thank you, SEAL Team 6, for murdering and ridding the world of a piece of garbage. And Frogan's upset that Ethan's talking upon this? Intriguing. So, there were some other tweets where Comrade Cassidy got upset because Ethan responded to this saying these tanky pieces of garbage don't know anything. They keep trying to make everything anti-Semitic. And then at one point, Frogan gets brought up and Ethan's like, I'm not going to buy Frogan's crocodile tears. She is a racist. She is a racist. She does not like the Jewish people. Okay? Anyone from Israel is a monster to her. I've seen this happen constantly on Twitter with her. Her streams, everything. She believes that the Jewish people are all evil. Okay? All of them. Even the people that are pro-Palestinians are still Zionists. Like, I don't get you people. Okay? You know, people can believe that they should be able to live and exist. Just like your people. You know? There's middle ground to be found. You guys are making it be all or end all. So, let's get into this part. So I see all of this, right? I see all of this shit, okay? All of this stuff. And I'm like, yo, this is funny. Like, this is hilarious. Like, Frogan is actually kind of like looking like pro Osama bin Laden. I quote tweeted her to say, hey, it would be really funny if you said if you were pro Osama or not. And she never responded to me. I'm pretty upset. So, from what I understand, this video is causing a lot of contention. This video is a retrospective by a leftist YouTube channel. Okay? A leftist YouTube channel that has done an analysis on why the Leftovers podcast ended. And it's pretty negatively skewed against H3. It's not like a down the middle, down the road sort of retrospective. It's doing a lot of dick sucking for Hasan. A lot of dick sucking for Frogan. And don't get me wrong, there are things to criticize Ethan for. He does suck. There are moments where Ethan sucks. But when he's fighting these people like Frogan and Hasan, I root for him all the way through and through because these people suck dick. They suck dick. Ah, this is a good meme. This is a solid meme. Devil's Advocate. Very solid meme. Everything I don't like is Zionist. A book, those who hate them. This engine is Zionist. It's so true. Accurate. That's how Frogan lives her life. Everything is a Zionist. Everything, everyone, every position, every talking point, Zionism. She sees Zionism everywhere. That's why I hate this woman. Okay? Fucking hate Frogan. Like, genuinely, I despise this woman. So, now we're getting into the coup de grace. A retrospective on the Leftovers podcast. Which, I do not like this podcast, so this will be fun. Let's see how this goes, okay?
In 2021, Hasan Piker,
That's very patronizing. Yeah, I am being patronizing. I don't know who the you are, and you're over here chirping all the way from London about Palestine.
the biggest political Twitch streamer on the platform, was blown
Debatable? Would I say he's the largest political streamer on the platform? On Twitch? On one platform. Him and Destiny, essentially on their views and clip views, are kind of like neck and neck. Live viewers, baby. You know? I think he meant on Twitch. I would hope he does. Because Destiny and him are like neck and neck on YouTube. when it comes to anything involving residual views on VODs or clips.
up in popularity, thanks in large part to his coverage of the 2020 presidential
Yeah, also his numbers were, he was complaining in a Discord that his numbers are going down. And if you look at the projection of Hasan before the 2024 election, everything was going down. Subs were going down, viewership, watch time, everything on Twitch was going down. Viewership on his clip channels on YouTube were going down. Like, that's just glazing.
election following his controversial departure from the Young Turks.
America deserved 9/11, dude. I'm saying it.
At the same time, Ethan Klein,
What? Not smoke on extra beef, extra. Okay.
host of the biggest live podcast in the United States, was also blowing up in popularity, thanks in large part to Trisha Paytas and the falling out of their friendship, as well as their incredibly popular yet controversial podcast, Frenemies.
Eno says, don't talk about me.
I wouldn't even call it controversial. It was just Trisha being a complete manic, and then Ethan kind of like extrapolating on that and kind of like pushing the craziness forward, you know? It's kind of, God, I hate Trisha.
In the podcast, all I said was, he's like, we can't mention English when we talk about, she's too good for a podcast, even though we were talking about, they never once insulted me at the beginning of the She has a podcast, I brought life to the nature.
Given the increased popularity of left-wing politics at the time, after the grand finale ending of the Trump presidency, these two controversial chronically online
This is the issue, okay? This is the issue. There should have never been a surge of leftist politics on the internet. I believe that is the ultimate stain on humanity. I think that's worse than like anything that humanity's ever done. I really do. I think it's the worst thing humanity's ever done. Seriously. It's like the worst thing humanity's ever done is allowing these leftist fucks, these chuckle fucks, to like take over. Like, don't get me wrong, I hate the super right people too. But like, I feel like the worst thing we've done for society in the past decade is allow these chuckle fucks to exist. To like spew their bullshit out there, and they get scared when people are like, this guy said a bad word, so he has to be canceled on the internet. I feel like that's the worst goddamn thing I've ever seen.
men decided to team up once and for all to bring to the internet the greatest political podcast of all time.
Bull fucking shit. You want to know the best political podcast of all time? Alex Jones. And it's not because I believe anything Alex says, because he's crazy. He's absolutely insane. I don't support Alex Jones. But, like, I would say Alex Jones is 50 times better than anything the Leftovers podcast has ever done. He's funny. He's entertaining.
On Hasan, she called him an Arab and got away with it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Joe Rogan. Is Joe Rogan like one of the greatest political podcasts? He's just a podcast. I wouldn't designate Joe Rogan as a political podcast. You know? I want to do that. Alex Jones is more of a broadcast anyways. Would you consider Alex Jones to be a podcast? InfoWars? Does InfoWars fall within the podcast genre, or does it fall under broadcast? Maybe I spoke too soon on that one. I wouldn't say it's the greatest political podcast of all time, unless you're like a leftist loser that just straight up regurgitates and eats whatever this dipshit says.
That being the H3 Leftovers podcast. That's right. Years went by, delivering to knowledge-hungry young people the tools they need to build a better future for themselves and their communities. But this all...
What are you talking about? The tools to help build... It is a podcast with a comedian and a dipshit. How does this... Yeah, the Leftovers podcast changed lives. It taught young people how to be better in their own lives. Yeah, okay, sure. Sure, buddy. Sure. How did Leftovers change the world? Sarah, give me one example of Leftovers changing the world. What big project did they do? What have they done to help people and change the world? Or did they just sit there like any other content creator and just talk? Like, yeah, it just made Hasan and Ethan shit tons of money. Like, that's all it did. Give us a video of Hasan crying over a journal getting shot at, but he'll laugh at a cop getting shot. Yeah.
came to a screeching halt when one catastrophic event took place in historic Palestine on October the 7th, sparking hours upon hours of what at first seemed to be productive discussion, but what soon turned into quite childish one-sided debate.
If people are mad about that, it's probably because of the timing.
There's no timing placed on a group of people's emancipation. There's no, like,
Bro,
my
their timing matters. It's just this one point I'm trying to make. You can't cheer on Hamas, dude.
The flames grew high.
Which I agree. You shouldn't be cheering on Hamas, especially when they're just like you can't really cheer on Israel. They're killing civilians. Nobody should be okay with killing civilians. Like, nobody should be okay with that. I don't get how that's like a one-sided thing. It's like, hey, both sides are bad in this. But unless you are 100% against Israel, you are a Zionist. Remember that.
Higher and higher, until it was eventually too much for Ethan Klein, causing the Leftovers podcast to fall off the face of the earth with seemingly no announcement.
Thank God. Thank God it ended. It was the most boring shit that I had to sit through for the show.
Is what happened to the Leftovers podcast. And this is why the Leftovers podcast will never return.
Fuck you. I don't care about your Patreon. Eat shit.
Going back all the way to the beginning of the H3 podcast, politics was always being discussed. Jordan Peterson came on the podcast 2 times in the early days of his rise to fame.
You guys know who Jordan Peterson is? He's like a psychologist or something, but he's
a scholar.
He's a scholar.
He's a really smart guy.
It's a very
Okay. I'm trying to understand something. Can somebody help me out to understand this? Why does he open up with the Jordan Peterson stuff? Hold on.
The podcast, politics was always being discussed.
Why did he have to put the face of Joji looking concerned? It's just Jordan Peterson. Before he went crazy. Yeah, this is poisoning the well already for a leftist viewer. The second you see Jordan Peterson's face, you have a fucking meltdown. This was years before he really went off the deep end. I'm not even a fan of Jordan Peterson.
Don't you think?
It's just ridiculous. Did you catch that? An event in historic Palestine. Interesting term to use, don't you think? Yeah, I do.
Vrogan did the equivalent of when someone said Hitler was bad and the quartering.
Yes!
Yikes.
Yes!
So the video basically rewrites history.
So true, Spencer. That is exactly what they were doing.
Peterson came on the podcast 2 times in the early days of his rise to fame.
You guys know who Jordan Peterson?
Who cares that Jordan Peterson was on twice? He was a very interesting and polarizing figure back in the day. Any other podcast had him too. Joe Rogan had him on. Leftist podcasts had him on. Destiny's had him on. He's debated other streamers and shit. Like, what's the problem with Ethan interviewing him?
Peterson is he's like a psychologist or something, but he's
a scholar.
He's a scholar.
He's a really smart guy.
It's a very strange story in many ways because Hitler was obsessed with order and cleanliness. He was a very orderly person. He was very sensitive to disgust, because you think, well, the Nazis were afraid of the Jews, because they were other, and that's not right. What's more accurate is that, especially Hitler, he was very sensitive to disgust. That's what it looks like. If you're disgusted by something, then you want to eradicate it. Right? If you're afraid of something, you want to run away from it. If you're disgusted by it, you want to burn it to the damn ground. You want to get rid of it.
Why was that clip even included? He was just like, I get it. He's talking about Hitler and like the aspect of cleanliness and disgust. Like, but is he saying that like it was okay for Hitler to kill all the Jews? Is that what you were trying to portray with the dramatic thud in music and his voice sounding all spooky?
Andrew Yang came on the podcast 2 times in the early days of his rise to fame. And in the post-Rishapedis timeline of the H3 podcast, political discussion shifted drastically to a more supportive, inclusive understanding of the ever-changing world around us.
This guy.
But you can't have, but hold on. It's a problem to have Jordan Peterson on and not listen to dissenting voices. Got it.
Is the peace and love guy.
There's no such thing as trans people. That's something that you created. So have fun with your little dreamland, but that's just not even real.
Take it from me, a dude who's never known a gay person.
Penis? Dude. Vagina? Girl. Done.
Slam dunk.
Come in here with that fucking
We got him again. Slam dunk. Penis.
I love that leftists do this, right? Like somebody has like a really crazy opinion, okay? Like Nick Merckx. You be for or against trans people, I don't really give a shit. In my perspective, it's like, do whatever, bro. I'm more of a libertarian with it. Do whatever, just don't get kids involved. That is my bar, okay? Do not get a child involved. Don't do shit to children. Wait until they're old enough to make that decision for themselves, right? Okay? Like, whatever. I literally could care less outside of that. The thing I have an issue with is that these leftists will turn around and be like, Oh, these content creators are so important because they have a voice to our what we perceive to be the issue. Like, who cares, dude? It's Ethan. Ethan Klein's a dude that shit talks people on the internet. He's not gonna change America. He's not going to convince the White House or the Supreme Court or the Senate or voters to change their mind. Like, stop it.
Vagina. Boom. Boom.
But it wasn't until one fateful day when Ethan Klein and the H3 podcast decided to dive into the deep end of the online sphere of political commentary. That day was the beginning of the end for Steven Crowder.
Oh, there he is. Oh no, Sam Cedar. What a fucking night.
I'm not gonna lie, this was a banger moment. Like where he got Sam Cedar on. I thought that was funny as shit. I hate Sam and I hate Steven Crowder. So like it was really funny to watch the two of them go at it and kind of like bait him into a call. Us working class lefties despise Hasan. Yeah, no, I know. Everybody who has a brain despises Hasan.
But before this was released on the H3 podcast channel, 10 months after Hasan Piker made his first appearance on the H3 podcast, Ethan Klein made his first ever appearance on the Hasanabi broadcast to promote the release of this once.
This was Ethan's biggest mistake. This is Ethan's biggest mistake. Right here. Okay? Biggest mistake. Biggest mistake is getting involved with Hasan and his community. The biggest mistake of all time. People say that DGG is toxic, bro. Like, I'm not even a Destiny dick rider or a fan. I feel like Hasan's community is way more vitriolic and evil than DGG.
In a lifetime debate.
Boys, girls, Ethan Klein to the H3 podcast.
Are you pretty hyped up on the Crowder?
Oh my God, I'm so hyped up, dude. I'm so excited. Are you wearing holsters right now?
Yeah, yes, we're all wearing holsters.
Now, was the debate any good? Not really. They certainly got Steven Crowder to admit to quite a bit, like running away from past debates with Sam Cedar.
You're so clever. I had no idea that you were taking your show off early last time, coming in today.
He admitted that he followed the show last.
I think Trisha was even a bigger mistake. You can argue that. I just hate Trisha. I have no like death wish on her like some people do, but I just don't like her.
We got him.
He watched the show last
We
week.
got him. Dude, we played him so hard because he literally was following. He saw that you went live, dude. We got him.
Oh my God, we nailed him.
But most of the debate was pretty anticlimactic.
I have a general
This is a great
rule. I
opportunity
don't start a debate based with people on a lie. And how about you get
sabotaging?
How about you get
Steven, show yourself, you coward. Steven, show yourself. Don't show your.
See, this is the thing. This guy wanted like a legitimate debate instead of just trying to find the humor in this. Like, it's funny. It was funny that Sam Cedar fucking crashed in on this debate to like fuck with Steven Crowder. Like, it's funny. This is the problem. They take shit so seriously. They really do. They take it way too seriously. They can't just find the humor in things. People like this channel, Frogan, Hasan, they can't look at things through like common sense or humor. It has to be like, well, it wasn't the way that I wanted it to be, so it was bad. Bro, you could have just said it was entertaining, though it gained nothing.
Co-host.
Ethan, you should
Steven,
show yourself.
Steven,
Ethan, how can you respect yourself as a man, brother?
Steven, you are such a coward. Stop showing your little leprechaun co-host who comes out dressed like your sidekick.
Ethan, why do you have to bring
Show Steven.
Despite the debate's disorderly nature, it sparked something in the mind of Ethan. A yearning, a craving. He had one tiny droplet of debate pervertry, and he couldn't go back.
Okay, this is where I'm going to agree with the guy. Definitely started to build debate pervertry. I will genuinely agree that at one point, Ethan went on a hardcore debate pervert arc. Okay, in praise of shadows, knock off, please. Stop this.
But was winning in said debate.
No, I think it's more so.
Okay, listen. This was the easiest debate in Ethan's life. This woman is like borderline short bus material. Like, I'm surprised that she could even take care of herself, feed herself, pay for her clothing. Like, this woman is a retard. A retard, okay? Complete dipshit. Like, anybody can beat this woman in a debate.
Women pick violent men more than men pick violent women.
Based on what? Do you feel that sometimes you argue from emotion rather than like concrete facts? I feel this to be true. Do you feel you do that a lot or no?
I'm a woman, so sometimes, yeah.
Okay. Interesting defense.
You're done with that shit? Can we talk like adults now or not?
I'm not going to lie. This debate was just funny. And this wasn't a political debate or like anything else. It was a copyright debate. It was a reaction debate because XQC is egregious with his poor reactions. And then he got on his fucking hands and knees and did the worm. Like, bro, like, it was just funny. Like,
I think this conversation has kind of been exhausted.
People would rather watch me full screen cam do the worm.
Do that. Bro, do it for a week. Do a week of no reaction content and see how many views you get. Oh, he's crying in the corner. Oh, okay, sure.
He went up against...
I apologize. I didn't tell the channel that you almost got me fucking nuked off the platform.
world-class greats. People like a 20-year-old dropshipper.
I'm just trying to flex on you guys. I'm trying to show you guys what's up.
A printer salesman.
All day when you need a friend.
A character from the Asian version of Get Out.
I identify as Korean.
Oh, dear God.
Quebecois.
A carrot.
And even a man from the Nexium cult.
I got on the bus, and they made an announcement about my Tourette syndrome. And earlier in line, a lady had heard me saying some inappropriate words. And she stood up and she said, well, we can say this word.
Okay, that one was actually pretty well done.
I have a theory for you.
I'm ready.
Okay, cool. I think you actually fake having Tourette's. Yeah, I think you actually don't.
I'm not gonna lie, this was a banger debate where he was just like, yeah, you don't have Tourette's. I have Tourette's. I know what it's like, asshole. That was a banger.
Have it. Here's my.
What did you think I had?
Well, let me just break it down. I think this is kind of a funny thing. I doubt this is what happened, but maybe you just called someone the N-word on the bus, and then you're like, oh no, I have Tourette's. As somebody with Tourette's, I actually have Tourette's. I know it's not curable, so I just find that claim to be absolutely a pseudoscientific, crazy claim that has no backing in science or at all. And I think you're actually, in my opinion, as someone with Tourette's, I think you're scamming people.
Did you say that you have Tourette's?
I do have Tourette's.
I didn't know
that crazy. Yeah, I know. That's why I was so surprised when you emailed me, because I was like, I have Tourette's. And what's interesting too, I've also talked about how much I hate Keith and Nexium and what a psycho he is. So when I got your email, I was like, this is incredible, and I could totally see how it is you fell into a cult, because you clearly don't do any research.
Mind you, this was all taking place in the same timeline of the Leftovers podcast. They began the show on September 26, 2021. And
this was the worst fucking thing in the world. I almost wish Trisha came back.
Hasan Piquer, but I'll call him Piker, seemed a bit uncomfortable at first, just getting the feel of the room and his ability to speak at will. This also wasn't a brand new podcast, rather a brand new show on an already existing podcast, so it makes sense it'd be a little challenging for Hasan Piker to just jump right in. But after only a few episodes, everything was perfect. I had already been radicalized by Hasan in 2019 and 2020, but the part...
See, this is why I won't take you seriously. You were radicalized by Hasan. I hope that's a joke, dude. Like, you have to be completely devoid of any sort of actual logic and common sense to literally take Hasan as like a figure of morality or a figure of politics. This dude is a joke. He's been a joke for years. Like, I don't get it. Like, I really hope that's a joke, dude. I hope you aren't serious.
Partnership of my two favorite creators only grew my passion for politics even more. So during this time, Ethan and Hasan are becoming best buds. They do a weekly show together. Ethan comes on the Hasanabi broadcast again. Hasan visits the H3 podcast again to help in the interview of Liver King. And during this time, Ethan is participating in debate after debate. And Hasan is watching these debates on his stream, supporting Ethan in his performance as friends do. Hasan would even text Ethan talking points during the debates.
This is from last year. It says, what the F is happening with gay people? 10 years ago, everyone called them F words, the F slur for gay people in high school. And today, 1 in 6 high schoolers claim to be gay.
1 in 6, so yeah, it's continuing. More and more people.
So do you miss the days when we could call gay people the F word?
No, I just think it's surprising. I think it's crazy that that's happened. It's been such a popular trend lately.
Yeah, but that's not true either, is it?
No, it is.
What's your data?
My cousins that are in high school. I talked to my cousins in high school. Strangers. People liked that video and commented on it and said the same thing.
Oh, that's data. Never mind. Ethan got to bust out the left-handed. The number of people who are left-handed.
The amount of left-handed people back in the day was really low.
I sent it back.
People left-handed were seen as inferior, and they were forced to use their right hand more often. But as it became more acceptable and people realized left-handed people weren't demons, then the amount of left-handed people increased, and it became steady at what, like 10% or something?
12%.
12% is left-handed. It went up astronomically all of a sudden. Would you say people choose to be left-handed?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, but that'd be silly. Why would you?
Well, you don't know anything about anything, and yet you still chirp on it. Why not chirp on this too?
But little did...
Bro, you chirp on a lot of shit. Like, don't get me wrong. You guys definitely got him on that debate point. I'm not even going to argue. The debate pedophilia is crazy that happened on that show. I will admit that. But, like, it's just... oh, God. It's just... But the problem is it's coming from you, Hasan. You're a propagandist. Like, you're nobody with, like, an actual opinion on things that are, like... that actually have like a nuanced take. It's either the super lefty tanky take, or you're a complete Nazi, you know. Unless you completely agree with the super progressive side in Hasan's eyes, you are a tanky Zionist Nazi, like capitalist pig dog, you know.
Hasan, no. He was feeding the thing that would eat him.
Correction, Chris. He's a self-admitted propagandist. True. He is a self-admitted propagandist.
He was flying too close to the debate pervertry's sun, and all of a sudden, seemingly out of nowhere, Ethan, sitting there with a very large debate ego, turned around to face towards Hasan and said,
"Allow me to debate the master."
The master. I want Hasan to debate Destiny again. We'll see. Listen, okay? Here's how you... Finally, okay? This is how we finally determine who's the actual debate, ultimate debate pedophile. Is it Destiny or Hasan? They need to debate each other. They need to. Because I don't think Hasan is a debate master. He lost to Willie Mack show. You do understand that Willie Mack show can't debate for shit. I love Willie. He is one of the nicest people on planet Earth. But he is the shittiest debater of all time. If you ever see anything involving Willie debating, it is the worst experience of your life. Okay? If you know anything about Willie, he is so shitty at debates. Love you, Will. But like, bruh, you're shit at debates. And Hasan lost to him. So he ain't no debate master, bro.
2 months before the abrupt ending of the Leftovers podcast, Ethan Klein was having some moral quandaries about his devotion for capitalism, where he enjoyed the freedom that came from capitalism, the ability to succeed from nothing that came from capitalism, but was disheartened by the inequality that capitalism fosters.
I know that I'm a capitalist, so I've been trying to think, like, how do you square that with my other, like, socialist ideas? Like, I think the government should have guaranteed jobs for people that want to work, that pay enough for the minimum amount needed to have shelter and food. First of all, I think it's like the natural inclination of some people. Like, I don't think it's even realistic to say, I want to live in like a perfect communistic society, because that just doesn't work. It's antithetical to human nature. But I do.
Based? How is this a bad thing? How is this a bad thing? You can hope for better social structures. You could have the government maybe increase pay and make sure that basic needs are met, but still allow capitalism. Like, still allow people to grind and work and get better in their stations and earn higher paychecks through working hard. Like, all that. That's just based. That's just based.
I think there are good things of capitalism provides, which is, I do think there's a sense of innovation that happens when people are motivated by money. And
True. Money is a major motivating factor for trying to get advancements to move forward. Without capitalism, we wouldn't have beat the fucking Russians to space. Like, come on, bro.
Push to, do certain ideas. I don't hate the idea of like people who can be successful. I think it's good. I think that capitalism is a more realistic system of governance than like fucking communism is,
Based!
People are inherently corrupt.
Based! Communism, dog shit. Anti-communism fucking channel here. If you're a commie, die!
And whoever's in charge they're gonna be greedy, they're gonna be corrupt, they're gonna fuck everything up. It doesn't make sense. Like, it's almost like weird virtue signaling to be like, I'm living in modern day America, but I want a full communist revolution. I'll take on humanity, dude. I am a capitalist. What do you want? You know what I mean? And I think but the thing is, like, they think that like workers should share in the workers should get a % of your earnings. Essentially, a percentage of their production. I don't agree with that. You're watching a capitalist pig.
We beat them to the moon. You are correct, Vincent. Thank you for the correction. We didn't beat them to putting a satellite in the space. We beat them to the moon, which is 50 times more important. Fuck satellites. Oh, you got space junk out there? Yeah, fuck you, Russia. We landed on the goddamn moon. Pieces of shit.
Deal with it. You guys are all like radical communists? There's that many radical communists?
They're not radical.
Thank you for the correction, Vincent. You are correct.
Communists. Not everybody that's anti-capitalist is a communist.
It is kind of a radical take, that being like full anti-capitalist. I mean, you're essentially advocating to change the entire structure of all societies today on Earth. That's not radical.
Do you think democracy is a good thing, and do you think democracy is what helps prevent?
Yeah, but obviously our democracy isn't perfect either.
Right.
But
you think ultimately that being a democracy, living in a society that votes and has, the people agree on who should represent us and who should lead us is something. Like, that's a better system than, like, say, China, right? Where they have a council of elites and somebody is elected from within.
Yes, wait, is Dan trying to argue in favor of how China runs its government? Dude, China runs its government. If you speak out or even show a photo of Winnie the Pooh, you are thrown in a fucking van and thrown into labor camps. Excuse me? I would rather a grouping of idiots that get voted into office than a societal structure where there's one dude in charge forever, and then there's a group of elites underneath him. I would literally rather anything else.
Then right.
Yes.
Okay, so what if we ran companies that way?
On the following Wednesday.
But wait, companies? Dude, a company doesn't change the fabric of a nation. Why did you put like a thing in there? I would literally just turn around and be, a company is ran in a completely different manner than it would be an entire nation of millions of people, of an entire country, of a nation, of fucking anything, religion. All of these things are way, like, if somebody runs a company the way they want to run it, okay. If they treat the workers poorly, that needs to be corrected. Like, I don't get this. And some companies are able to run as co-ops. You're able to run a company like that. There's no law saying that you shouldn't. Oh my God. That's not the real Elvis the Alien. I've never been a fan of yours in commentary after hours, but I agree with these people. Okay. Thank you, Elvis totally Elvis the Alien.
Episode of the H3 podcast, Ethan once again brings up the capitalism discussion, stating that he's been thinking a lot about it and is looking forward to a further discussion with Hasan on the following Thursday.
Last week was the capitalism versus socialism week. But I have to tell you, I want to talk about it more tomorrow because I've been thinking a lot about it.
Great.
I do. I mean, that's what Thursday is for, right?
That's what Hasan's there for. You can talk about it.
Ass, grifter, dog shit, moron, motherfucker.
All right, to be clear, I'm not a capitalist. I'm a social democrat.
Okay.
I think that distinction is important because people lose their fucking mind when I say, like, I'm a capitalist. They just think that I'm like some fat cigar-smoking boot on the worker's face, grind him into dust.
See, that's the problem. This is where Ethan fucked up. He melded too much with Hasan's audience. All the wine moms and the failures of college, all these people that want handouts to them, integrated into Ethan's audience. This was the start of his fall. Hello, Beavers. What's up, brother? How's your controversy going?
You know what I mean? I'm a social democrat. Crap, motherfuckers. Recognize, bitch. But actually, I am looking forward to tomorrow because I have been thinking about it quite a bit.
Going into the discussion, Ethan had one overarching question.
What is it that social democracy can't achieve that socialism can? That's my question.
Okay. Let's talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Now, does Ethan actually want the answer to this question? Does he actually want to learn? Or does he simply already have an opinion on the subject he is willing to argue for hours?
All right, so you're technically already well poisoning right there. You're making an assumption based on that.
Yes. Ethan prefaces the discussion.
I'm here to lay low from all the heat. There's no heat, bro. Like, you're just a gooner.
Discussion by saying he's excited for the
I've known that about you, bro. Everyone knows that. There's no heat.
Conversation, as he's been doing a lot of research. That research being talking to ChatGPT.
I want to better represent my position.
I was just busting his balls, Ahsoka.
Because I don't really know a lot, and I feel like I've done a lot of research in the week. Following
the conversation.
So,
what did you do? What did you read? What kind of research?
I had a very in-depth conversation with ChatGPT.
See, this is where Ethan's a retard. I can agree with this. He literally pulled a Mama Max. Going into a debate that's important and goes with, I consulted ChatGPT on social democracy, social capitalism. You're an idiot. Like, actually. Like, I get it. It's most likely a joke. He was kind of like but that makes Hasan and his audience be like, oh, Ethan doesn't actually give a shit.
Respect, okay.
It's literally just a joke, but the audience and this fucking chuckle fuck of a channel took it seriously.
It's good.
I asked it really kind of.
Well, Benjamin thinks it's socialist, like ChatGPT socialist. So
right.
Like ChatGPT probably.
ChatGPT
right? Yeah.
ChatGPT keeps it so real.
No, ChatGPT gets more retarded by the day.
Yeah, ChatGPT Lenin pilled you.
They focus this discussion on a few distinct questions or quandaries Ethan is having with capitalism, and he's not as willing to learn as he originally made it seem.
And the labor class still exists.
That's an assumption. I don't know that that's true.
They first discuss his overarching question: what can socialism achieve that social democracy cannot?
So let's talk about this. Now, my first question is this: given that in a social democracy we can regulate things like taxes, housing, higher education, sharing jobs, and all this kind of stuff, what are the problems in social democracy that we need socialism to address?
So, social democracy is still capitalist, with serious, severe market regulations, right?
Mm-hmm.
The issue is twofold. One, social democracies don't address some of the domestic problems because when there's still capital accumulation.
But which domestic?
Why do I have to care about the homeless? I'm just gonna say it because that's kind of like what their argument is. I'm sorry, I don't really care. If you are gonna start doing drugs and shit and ruin your life, that's on you, buddy. Like, there should be places for people to like fix their lives, get better, have like affordability for those things. But like, if there's homeless people due to drug abuse or like all that shit, I really don't give a fuck. That's their problem.
Domestic problems such
If they constantly commit crimes and destroy shit, that's their fault.
as labor issues, homeless.
Like, I really don't care. Oh. Oh my god. It's a great thumbnail, Chris. You know what? I will actually make that the thumbnail. Ate fast food in front of the homeless to flex. Kind of based, Beavers. Kind of based and red-pilled. Kind of based and red-pilled. What the fuck? It's great. I'm just gonna make that the thumbnail real quick. This is my goat.
Like, there's no way to fully eradicate that because the inherent
Is that thumbnail good for SEO? I doubt it, but it's funny. I don't
class
care.
contradiction between the owner class and the labor class still
That's
exists.
an assumption. I don't know that that's true. That there's just going to be there's not going to be homelessness in socialism, but there will in social democracy.
Well, the idea is that completely abolishing the profit motive in certain commodities like housing, for example, will address that problem because then you're making housing specifically for need rather than so you can make money off of existing units.
But we acknowledge.
But there's like no problem with that. I literally see no problem with that. If people want to make money off of existing units, flip those homes, make money so they can purchase more homes, like what's the problem here? What's the problem? Issue is like egregious rent hikes. I can agree with that aspect, but sometimes landlords, due to the cost of everything, they do need to increase. Should it be a complete like, oh, we need to raise your rent $500 a month? No. There should be some limitations on that. But like, I don't get this. I don't get how that's like an issue.
That in a social democracy that's run ideally, the homeless and whoever else needs a home for whatever reason would be provided one. So I don't understand what socialism does better in that case.
At the end of the day, these countries, the social democracies we were talking about, still have a lot of wealthy individuals, a lot of people who are making money off of finance capital and capitalism in general, and their interests are always going to be to further erode the welfare state as best as they possibly can in an effort to claw back all of those areas that they could still technically
You're
privatize.
putting that on them, but that's not. If you have a strong social democracy, that wouldn't be possible.
Ethan then asks another question he's quite unwilling to hear the answer to. Are workers still being exploited if all their needs in housing, food, and healthcare are being met?
Worker exploitation seems to be at the heart of socialism and communism. Yes. And so I want to ask you this question. If an employee is fairly compensated, and by fairly I mean factors like work, compensation, they're being paid well beyond the means of living. If they're provided in all those ways that we see as important, is that still exploitation?
In the Marxist perspective, under Marxian economics, Marxist theory, exploitation is not a good or bad thing. It is just a thing that happens.
Okay.
And it goes back to something I've described many, many times over. There are two classes. There is the labor class, the wage laborers, the proletariat, and the bourgeois class, the capital owning class, right? Mm-hmm. And these two classes have two inherently contradictory interests. As someone who worked, you wanted to work the least amount of hours for the most amount of pay. Your boss, on the other hand, wants you to work the most amount of hours for the least amount of pay. This inherent contradiction is at the heart of capitalism and is how commodities are produced under a...
Wait a minute. He literally just obfuscated.
Due to this talk about
Wait a
capitalism
minute.
and socialism was that there was a massive capitalist black market in the Soviet Union that allowed the Soviet economy.
Yeah, they always forget that part. Wait a minute. So this is the thing, right? If Ethan turns... Wait, this is Hasan kind of deflecting. I'm going to be honest. It sounds like a deflection. Here's why. Maybe I'm pause-andying him. Ethan's saying if a company and a boss provides necessary funding for an individual to live, all employees, so that they can meet the bare minimum of what is necessary, so they don't have to worry about mortgage payments or home payments or anything like that, okay? All of these things, right? And the boss is still allowed to run the company through a capitalistic means... what is the problem? And Hasan goes, well, there's still like two conflicting aspects. The boss wants you to work the more hours for less pay. But Ethan's hypothetical was, if they already pay all those things so that they can live a constant good wage, what is the problem? And Hasan's like, well, there's still some inequality there. How? They're being paid for all these things, and if somebody works harder, they get paid more, their pay goes up. Like, I like...
Capitalist mode of production. When you have this imbalance, those who do have capital end up always being able to pay you much less than your actual output.
So that is what's...
But the thing is that he's trying to say that if these companies already provide that basic aspect. Yeah, he literally just changed the hypothetical. If Ethan is saying, hey, if these companies do these things, what more do we have to do? And Hasan's like, well, the system's rigged. And it's like, what? But they just told you a way that it can be fixed by not intruding on the capitalistic nature of America. Like, this is fucking stupid. I hate politics.
Happening now. So is it still exploitation of workers if they're fairly provided for?
Yes, because
why?
The fairness in this regard is not met on the metrics of like living standards, but instead on the metrics of what their output is.
If the employee is extremely satisfied,
yeah,
and they feel well provided for, who are you to tell him he's being exploited?
Ethan continues in his failure.
That's so fucking true. If he is being well provided for, who are you to say that he's being exploited? That's so fucking based.
To learn, and brings up a similar question in the field of workers' rights. Why should workers be given democracy in the workplace in the form of decision-making and profit sharing when they themselves did not create the business?
I want to give you a specific example because this is interesting to me. Let's just take this workplace as an example because we're all familiar with it. I started my career 10 plus years ago, and I was successful by myself with 0 employees. I made a lot of money. I did well for myself. And then, 5 years ago into my career, I made the podcast, which obviously you all are watching now. Let's say we go back to 5 years ago when I hired Dan as a freelance. You started as like a consultant.
Yeah, or a freelancer. Yeah.
And obviously you moved to full-time, and I'll get to that. So he started as like a freelance consultant. What would be a fair way of compensating him for that?
And when Hasan gives him an answer, Ethan no longer wants to talk.
What is the answer?
Talk about it.
I just want to know how the socialist workplace works. It seems so nebulous when you talk about it.
Why is it? I don't think it's nebulous at all.
But hold on. Why does Dan have to be paid a fair share of the podcast? Why? Ethan built both channels from the ground up. Ethan built H3H3 from the ground up through his own work and his own blood, sweat, and tears. Both him and his wife. Why should Dan be entitled to a massive portion of it? He's a producer. He should be paid fairly and be paid well. And if the business does well, his pay should increase, which is what a lot of companies fucking do if they're not falling apart. This is ridiculous.
I have a living, breathing, working example of it that I've given you.
I know, but like, there's...
What is the example? Why did he cut out the example?
Got to be like a constitution that says outlines, or I don't know, whatever the fuck you want to write, right? There's got to be something, and it says like, or rule, laws, that says, this is the minimum that a person should get from the company.
Yes.
And
it should be married to the output. It should be married to the productive forces. It should be married to the output. That should be pegged
We talked about this enough, though. I don't
that
want to
should
bore
be
people.
pegged to the performance. And I think that is the best possible way to work.
I guess my problem on that is like, how could you possibly...
But hold on, if it's pegged to the performance and a company still... Hold on, wait a fucking minute. Hasan's playing some snake language shit. If you work well at a company, you put in a lot of work to said company, you provide more revenue to that company, most companies are going to compensate you based on that. Most companies will provide promotions for stuff like that, or raises for stuff like that. And if they don't provide that to you, go to another company that is willing to do that. What?
Enforce that?
No, not even enforce. How could you possibly even analyze that? Like, how much more...
I have dude, I'm going to literally use an example. My friend works in the IT industry. Constant high turnover rates every single time. He works his ass off. He is one of the most hardworking human beings I've ever met in my entire life. He always reaches a good high threshold, and if they don't push past that threshold, right? Like, let's say he goes, listen, I'm doing X, Y, and Z. I've done X, Y, and Z. This is the amount of money that I bring into the company. This is the amount of work I do. Compensate me at this X amount. Companies have told him, yeah, we can't afford it. You know what he does? Boom, in 2 months, he's like, yep, I'm going to go to a company that's willing to do that. I have seen that man move from company to company, and his paycheck has gone up and up and up. Like,
well, that's
what money are we making because the janitor comes?
That's where we go to the Walmart example. That like we are already completely aware of that. We have actuaries, we have CPAs that are working in real time, making mathematical equations to figure out exactly what not to pay people technically, and they could be in a total social reorganization of the economy with a socialist dogma. So would work in the opposite direction. Okay, it's kind of like this.
Please, let's move to another topic.
Okay,
I don't want to bore people.
All in all, this episode was very entertaining, despite some frustrating moments from Ethan. And it even went an hour longer than usual, given how entertaining and important of a conversation it was.
Why is this important? It's two assholes on the internet talking politics. This is not important. These aren't the people that are going to convince senators or convince businessmen or convince anybody to change their ways. Why was this an important conversation? It's two retards on the internet.
This Leftovers episode was definitely not a contributing factor to the conclusion of the Leftovers podcast, but it definitely was a sneak peek for what's to come. Ethan's debate pervertry ego had reached a point of no return, a final form in which Ethan could not be incorrect. So after a few weeks had passed of some pretty normal episodes of the Leftovers podcast, something catastrophic took place, once again sparking the need for discussion on the Leftovers podcast.
This is CNN Breaking News.
Hello and welcome. I'm Jim Sciutto in Washington. It is now 4 a.m. in Gaza, where Israel is striking back at Hamas targets after these attacks we saw play out over the last 24 hours. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says his country is at war. The militant group launched an unprecedented early morning attack, series of attacks on Israel, firing at least 5,000 rockets.
Who is this, King of Nothing too? Maybe. I'm going to be honest. From the way it's being presented to me, I feel like I'm getting a King of Nothing vibe off this guy.
Israel says at least 300 Israelis are more than 1,500 wounded. This was not just rocket attacks, though. The terror group overran border crossings, invaded by sea, by air, and by land, taking over entire Israeli communities in the south. We must warn you, many of these images are graphic and frightening.
However, leading up to this episode, Ethan had some initial discussion of the October 7 attacks on October 9th.
So over the weekend, Hamas, who is the governing, they're an organization, but they're also control Gaza Strip. They somehow managed to put together this surprise invasion of into Israel, and it was, it was horrific. So far, at least 700 Israelis, which is nuts. One of the crazy things was there was a nature party, a peace party, they actually call it, ironically, and I guarantee a lot of people there were pro-peace, who are anti Netanyahu and all that kind of stuff. And so,
which there is a lot of people in Israel that is anti-Netanyahu. There's a lot of people in Israel that don't like Netanyahu. There's a lot of people in a lot of countries that don't like Netanyahu.
Yeah, for sure. They're all young. Definitely that type of crowd that is unhappy with the government.
Yeah, that's literally all I can think of is Kanye being like, I have Netanyahu. Ooh, ooh. Like, can I find that? Am I going to get a strike? I feel like I'm going to get a strike. Netanyahu.
That's right. You're not Hitler also. The Jews. I love Hitler. What do I mean?
Oh, I can't find it. I love Hitler. Where's the part? Kanye West and Netanyahu.
I'm in the twilight zone right now. Netanyahu, what do you have to say? What do you have to say to Alex Jones right now, Nick Fuentes and Ye? It was bad.
This is how I think of the Israeli conflict. This is what I think of the conflict. This is how unserious I am about it. Like, God, enjoy. Oh, God, not now, not now, not now, later.
Really sad, kind of crazy thing is that, I don't know if this has changed, but last that I heard, Hamas didn't even know about the party. They just happened upon it.
This discussion was pretty tame, and mostly understandable coming from two Israelis after such a catastrophe took place. Ethan even made sure to make his stance clear about the Israeli government. Not by speaking from the heart, but by reading a tweet of a Notes app screenshot from 2021.
You know what? Let me do this. Before I even talk about this.
Not from the heart? Wait, what? I gave you an important update about Smaggle.
You want me to say it, Tommy?
Go.
4 score and 7 years ago,
Our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal.
And if somebody said, one of their forefathers sounded like you, they would have thought this nation was retarded.
Is that it? Thank you, Teddy. Thank you.
The heart, but by reading a tweet of a Notes app screenshot from 2021.
You know what? Let me do this. Before I even talk about this, let me just tell you, first of all, just so
Spaggle for president.
It's not ambiguous about how I feel about this situation as a whole.
Thank you, Teddy.
Okay? Let me just say this. I tweeted this. I think this was when the IDF blew up some apartment building or some horrific shit in Gaza a few years ago. I said the Israeli government's making me sick. Even if Hamas is operating as civilian buildings, it doesn't justify the total destruction of that building. It's inhumane. Netanyahu's a piece of shit warmonger. He needs to go. As a dual citizen, I love Israel and the Israeli people. They deserve.
This is my issue, right? This is literally how Ethan feels about the Palestinian situation. How he feels about the Israeli government. How he feels about Netanyahu. And did you hear what he said earlier? The guy who made this video? Just hold on. Just listen carefully to what he
Such
said.
a catastrophe took place. Ethan even made sure to make his stance clear about the Israeli government. Not by speaking from the heart, but by...
Not by speaking from the heart. So he's already prefacing it with, well, Ethan didn't have something to say in that exact moment. He just used an example of back then. That shows he's consistent. He has the same issues that he's had forever. How do you take issue with that?
Okay? Let me just say this. I tweeted this. I think this was when the IDF blew up some apartment building or some horrific shit in Gaza a few years ago. I said it needs to go. As a dual citizen, I love Israel.
Yeah, this is well poisoning of like the highest order.
People that deserve a government that actually believes in peace and not force and violence. The ultra-right Jewish settlers are among the greatest provocateurs in the world. They're shameless, hateful, fueled by religious zeal, and enabled by the Israeli government. I wish the settling and repositioning of Palestinian land would stop. I wish the bombing in Gaza would stop. Gazans deserve to live a life free of fear. For all the crimes Hamas has committed, we must always remember that they are not Palestine. The Israeli government holds all the power and is on them to stop.
Yeah, God forbid that Ethan becomes logical and consistent. And then this asshole's like, well, he didn't say it from the heart. Dude, he's been consistent on this position for years. Since 2021, dude.
The violence and show a true willingness for peace. Okay. So, just so it's not unambiguous.
Now, I wouldn't say this discussion was completely tame, as Ethan got quite caught up in the timing of it all, criticizing people for saying free Palestine as the attacks were taking place.
I think what people don't understand when they say that is like what it means to somebody in Israel who's going through grieving right now with so many people around them and their life as it used to be. Nobody knows right now what to expect and how long this war is going to last. Like, when you come out and say free Palestine after they just lost everybody, they have children taken away from them, that's not, if you're really for humanitarian reasons, that's not what you should be saying right now.
I don't really have anything to say against that.
Thank you, Chris, for your time. I did what
Of
I
course,
needed
Teddy.
to do. Alas, my YouTube brother, I must go.
Thank you, Teddy. I appreciate you and your very funny things that you send. But, like, I don't really have an issue with what Hila said here. There was a major attack that happened. Innocent lives were taken, right? By a terrorist organization. Taken. I can understand the frustration from somebody like Hila and the Israeli people seeing the words free Palestine after a murder was just committed. It's bad.
And I'm free Palestine too, right? It's just the timing. I know what it is. You're saying I support Hamas. I mean, that's what you're saying. Maybe not even intentionally.
I feel like that's a jump from Ethan.
But that
It might not be intentionally, but that is what it means.
Now, as I've explained in a previous video, the news break was quite vague at the time. So much of the breaking news was focused on the destruction of the Gaza wall and the escape of Gazans, not...
The problem is that people were saying hashtag free Palestine in context to the attacks that happened as well. I think that's what they were focusing on, is that people were saying free Palestine when the rest of it came out. And they were saying there has been mass murder that has been committed and people were saying free Palestine. I feel like that is what Ethan and Hila are talking about. You're kind of nitpicking here.
The mass atrocities. So hearing the great news of Gazan freedom, I and many others were quick to say, free Palestine. But for the most part, this reaction from two Israelis was understandable. For the most part.
Ethan, please learn more about this. Shut the f*** up.
What was not so understandable was Ethan's reaction and commentary in the following H3 podcast episode, where for whatever reason, Ethan decided to pick a fight with a Muslim woman who happened...
This is the part of the This is what I've been waiting for. Oh, Frogan. Oh, now we're here. Now we're going for the gun guarding of Frogan. Okay? This is where this whole video has like a, this is where the whole video has like an in praise of shadows moment where it's like, okay, some well poisoning, some stupid bullshit here or there, some arguments that could be made. Now we're getting into Ethan Klein unjustly attacked a Lebanese woman. Bro, Frogan's a racist. Frogan's a piece of shit. Frogan is an instigator. Of all these things, hello, chef. What? Yes, what are you talking about? Huh? What? What? Come here. Come here, Bubba. Stop yelling. All right? Stop yelling.
In the following H3 podcast episode, where for whatever reason, Ethan decided to pick a fight with a Muslim woman.
For some reason, he tried to pick a fight with a Muslim woman. Do you see the blatant bullshit here? You do realize that Frogan, most of the time, starts shit with Ethan, starts shit with people that are Jewish, and then calls everyone Zionists that say anything remotely about like Israel should exist as well. You're immediately a Zionist Jew if you do that in Frogan's eyes.
Happened to be one of Hasan's mods, a Lebanese Twitch streamer by the name Frogan.
Yeah, Frogan's a piece of human trash. Let's read these. Ethan Klein followed Frogan. Ethan Prob was like, this dumb Arab supports Hamas. Do you see... Bro, do you see this right here? The guy that made the YouTube video? Do you see this? Frogan is making crazy statements that she believes Ethan unfollowed her or that Ethan doesn't like her because she is Arab. Do you not see this here? In your own video? I get that she's probably joking. But, like, this is ridiculous. It is painfully obvious she is baiting for attention against Ethan. It doesn't like the fact that Ethan isn't 100% pro-Israel. The sheer fact that you have this in here and then trying to be like, oh, well, unjustified Ethan Klein attacked Frogan.
Fight with a Muslim woman who happened to be one of Hasan's mods, a Lebanese Twitch streamer by the name.
Let's see here. People are talking about me unfollowing Frogan, so I'll explain why. Since she wants to talk about it, murdering children and burning families alive in their safe house is not a revolution. It's a massacre. True. And if you think that's what a revolution is supposed to be like, the rest of the tweet, because Ethan got rid of everything. I did not say murdering children, burning families alive is a revolution. It's a tactic Israel has specialized for over 70 years, but I haven't seen you post about their murders. Dude, he is saying that Hamas is a bad group that also operates the same way that you have an issue with Israel. That's his argumentation. And you being like, oh, Hamas good. It's not good. That's what he's trying to get at. That's why he's tired of you. Because you're a hypocrite. Let's see your post about the murders. Your first post here in the past week is to call me out for supporting Palestinians fighting back. So, Palestinians fighting back by doing the same exact things that you're upset at Israel doing. Okay. Let's see here. What is revolution to you is not overthrowing overthrowing the prison guards that kept 2 million people from leaving, sheltering their homes, wantonly killing civilians, mostly children, for the last 70 years of approval of international community. The American Revolution was fought for less and the unrelenting massacre of their people. This is ridiculous. You're trying to flip this on being like, well, I've never seen you say anything pro-Israel, pro-Palestine, so that means that you are pro-Israel murdering people. Bro. Ethan has said he has a middle-of-the-road approach to this.
Rogan. I don't know if this...
That is an ugly photo.
Muslim woman, who happened to be one of Hasan's mods.
Look at this fat fuck.
A Lebanese Twitch streamer by the name...
Jabba the Hutt.
Frogan. I don't know.
What the fuck is that makeup job?
If this is I guess this is turning into a drama that I can talk about. Is that this girl Frogan? Frogan. Oh, Frogan? Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know how to say her name. I just followed her because, there was a lot of mutuals that were following her, and she seemed like a nice person, so that's why I followed her.
She was a mod for Hasan, and me and Lena are friends with her as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just quietly unfollowed her, okay? I didn't like the tweet she was making. I thought they were, like, leaning too much towards pro-Hamas, and I just didn't like it. I didn't want to see it. And so I quietly unfollowed her. I didn't make a big deal. I didn't say anything. But, like, she got to turn it into this whole big thing that turns into a drama that's now being posted all over the internet.
Remember when 2 seconds ago, the guy who made this video said Ethan went at her unjustifiably and started drama? Ethan's saying right here, I quietly unfollowed her. Didn't make a big deal about this. Frogan's the one that made a big deal about this. It's almost like Frogan's instigating shit.
I'm sorry, it's a Twitter follow. It's not that serious, okay?
True.
First of all, foremost, that face when one of your favorite content creators unfollows you for being pro-Palestine. Like, first of all, the framing of that is f***ed up, okay? Let's not even go there. You don't even know why I unfollowed you. You don't know. You don't have no information. We've never even talked. You said Ethan Klein unfollowed Frogan. Ethan Prob was like, this damn Arab supports Hamas. That's not funny. That's not funny at all. Like, the whole framing of this is really cruel. Ethan, I'll support the IDF. Refollow me. I don't support the IDF either. It's not funny. The reason I unfollowed her, because apparently she wants to know, is because of this tweet specifically.
Leftists preach and foam at the mouth at the thought of a revolution happening in America, but as soon as it happens in the Middle East, what they're doing is wrong because they're doing the same thing that you're criticizing Israel for. Mass murder. You know, war is bad. War is bad, you know. Chris, she's a minority, which means she's always the victim unless she supports anything on the right. Yep. Yep. Remember, some people like Frogan, right? And this is like my biggest issue with this piece of garbage. She'll throw a rock, hide her hands, and go, oh, they're coming after me. I'm a minority, blah, 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 blah. And then all these dipshit fucking tanky leftist pieces of human trash will just run to her defense and being like, there's a minority woman being attacked. No, she's just a bitch. She's an actual bitch. That's what she's been forever.
And a few others, but this is the one that I was like, I don't want to see this anymore. She said, leftists preach and foam at the mouth at the thought of a...
It's not because she's like pro-Israel, pro-Palestine. It's because how she operates is bullshit. She acts like Keffels. That is why people don't like her.
Revolution happening in America. But as soon as it happens in the Middle East, what they're doing is wrong. She's implying that what Hamas is doing is right. I mean, she's basically all but saying it. She's saying, as soon as a revolution happens in the Middle East, then all of a sudden what they're doing is wrong.
Did you get Space Marines too? I have literally been playing that the entire time.
She's saying, in her opinion, that what they're doing is right, because it's a revolution.
Ethan once again speaks from the heart, saying, this was the last time I spoke about Israel, before once again bringing up his 2-year-old notes app screenshot.
She says, I've only ever heard you talk about me supporting Palestine. Are you dumb?
Wait a minute, why are you well poisoning here? She is saying, I've never seen you in support of Palestine. Ethan pulls up the same consistent points that he's been making. Ethan has been consistent since 2021 about this. Of course he's going to pull it up again when Frogan is saying, I've never seen anything that you've ever said.
Like, how dare you even say that, you scumbag? Did you think about this before you wrote it? Shame on you. How dare you defend what you said? And to even come for me as if I don't support Palestinians. This is the last time I ever spoke on Israel. The Israel government is making...
Oh my god, you've actually made a Twitter versus of Bowblax. No way. No way. I now understand why Bowblax had a nervous breakdown. I think I hate content creation. Now Lamau Twitter versus Bowblax. Stop.
So a huge controversy has...
Stop! Stop! No way, dude! You actually did this! I'm retweeting this. You actually did this! You made a Twitter versus. I can't believe it. I thought you were kidding. I literally thought you were kidding.
Sick. Even if Hamas is operating out of civilian buildings, it doesn't justify the total destruction of that building. It's inhumane. Netanyahu's a piece of shit warmonger and needs to go. As a dual citizen, I love Israel and the Israeli people. They deserve a government that actually believes in peace and not force and violence.
True.
Jewish settlers are among the greatest provocateurs in the world. They're shameless, hateful, fueled by religious zeal, and enabled by the Israeli government. I wish the settling and repossession of Palestinian land would stop. I wish the bombing in Gaza would stop. Gazans deserve to live in a life free of fear. And for all the crimes Hamas has committed, we must always remember that they are not Palestine, which somehow you don't seem to understand either. The Israeli government holds all of the power, and it's on them to stop the violence and show true willingness to peace. That's the last time I talked about Israel. Do you want to keep saying this shit about me, or do you want to apologize? Because it sounds to me like you want to double down. You said Hamas was their prison guards. Kids, you psycho. They're children with a machine Dude, that's the prison guard you're talking about? And then you can't possibly understand why Israelis who are dead wrong are being like, oh, we need to retaliate. They're dead wrong. But you don't understand why they would think that. Again, because I have to emphasize, because people don't listen to what I say. I mean, I said it so many times, and yet she still acts like I haven't said it. It's astonishing, frankly. It's astonishing. This is actually...
You see how Ethan is kind of like pissed off here, and this guy's being like, oh, well, Ethan went after this Lebanese Muslim woman for no reason. Remember when he prefaced that for no reason Ethan went after Frogan? I'm seeing the vitriolic anger here. I see the justification as to why Ethan is frustrated with Frogan. Hold on. Camera's being a little wonky. There we go. But, like, I'm seeing the reason why he's pissed. This guy is not getting it.
This actually statement has made her original one even worse. She's basically just coming out and saying it. Yeah, Hamas are freedom fighters, taking out their prison guards. Oh, yeah, and by the way, Palestinians. She's calling Hamas just Palestinians. How's that help them?
So, yeah, that was probably the least productive commentary on the subject that could have...
How was that least productive commentary?
ever taken place. And it honestly makes Ethan look like someone who cares more about winning a debate than they do about the lives of others.
What? What? He says it's horrible that children are dying. He brings that up. He's like, it's horrible that Israel and God and Hamas are doing these horrible acts of terrorism and violence. What?
Mind you, while all of this coverage was taking place on the H3 podcast, Hasan Piker was also covering news out of Palestine. However, doing so in a much different way, a much more thorough way, rather than—
Oh, a thorough way! Hold on. This guy's a fucking retard. Hasan was doing a thorough analysis of Israel and Palestine? Where's the clip of Hasan? Somebody get me that clip of Hasan talking about the JDAM. Yeah, the thorough investigation of Hasan going, that's a JDAM. That's a JDAM. You know, chat, I heard that there are two kinds of missiles happening here. That's an Israeli missile. That's a JDAM. See, that's a JDAM, chat. Totally a JDAM. Yeah, okay. The guy that also jumped to conclusions about who bombed a hospital. He's doing it thoroughly. You are a Weasley little fuck making this video.
And repeatedly reading a tweet of his from 2 years ago, Hasan was spending 8 hours a day covering news out of Palestine, all the while not compromising.
And he did it in a dog shit manner. Misreporting, looking like a fool, getting shit on by everybody, and saying he was an on-the-ground journalist, interviewing a terrorist group that said, oh, you're just like the One Piece character, Luffy. Yeah, okay. I fucking love these people that glaze Hasan this way. Perfect, thank you. Thank you, Shinji. On that.
Oh, here.
Mind you, this is the very important and very well-researched Hasan Anabi.
Here. Okay, I'm gonna put this side by side. I want you to fucking understand something, okay? So that is a JDAM called on. Do you think that that seems similar to one another?
Hasan is a weasel.
Also, not a ballistic trajectory expert, but that JDAM came from super high up. If you look at the actual confirmed video of the bombing, you know that neither of these parties have the capability of dropping a bomb like this on themselves, even by accident or deliberately. They do not have this capability. You have no evidence. Stop concluding. What is this? What am I looking at? What am I looking at with my own two eyes? What are you looking at?
This is him blaming Israel for bombing a hospital when both sides said neither one of us have done that. It was a failure of a launch. This is Hasan saying this is direct evidence that he is able to tell that this is an Israeli missile. The asshole that made this video obviously completely negated the fact that Hasan has been a joke throughout the Israel-Palestine coverage.
On his values while losing viewership and followers because of them. So when the inevitable leftovers...
Not compromising on his morals and values and losing viewers. Like, that somehow matters.
Episode took place.
He also misreported shit, you retard.
The two co-hosts had quite clashing perspectives. In one camp, you had someone distraught over the loss of life, someone pushing for the full liberation of Palestinians as a preventive measure to make sure this never happens again. And in the other camp, you had someone distraught over the loss of life, but who was much more preoccupied in being optics police for the perspective he claims to uphold. And
optics police? The man doesn't want either side to be murdered. Anyone who's a human being doesn't like seeing war happen. They believe that the Israeli government is bad, but they can also recognize that Hamas engaging in murder of innocent people is bad. What the fuck is this video?
this was the perfect storm to bring us the sad, depressing, heartbreaking final 4 hours of the Leftovers podcast.
We're going to be discussing the conflict between Israel and Gaza that's happening right now. Obviously, there's been a lot of emotional, charged stuff going on. If people like me and Hasan, which are basically so close to the same ideals, can't have an amicable conversation about it, then there's no hope for anybody.
Once again, Ethan speaks from the heart and is definitely not reading a statement he made 2 years ago.
And I like to say this at the top because people are always going to call me a Zionist. People are going to call me a IDF supporter, genocidal, all this shit. And I've been saying it every day, every time I can say it. So if you see anybody saying that, you know they're liars and bad faith weirdos. So here's what I'll say about Israel, okay? Listen, this isn't the first time I've said it, and I'll say it many more times. The cabinet...
Why does he... Is this a bad thing that Ethan has a position that he is still consistent on? I don't know why this guy has an issue with this. Ethan is showing that he has been consistent for years about how he feels about the Israeli-Palestinian situation. Oh, God. And this guy is seeing this as an issue? When Hasan is so fucking, like, tunnel-visioned, he can't see both sides of the argument?
Is run by genocidal maniacs, okay? They're led by Netanyahu, who should resign in disgrace and go to prison for being a war criminal, okay? He's made a coalition of the most, like, radically conservative freaks that don't represent, by the way, the majority of Israelis. And they're hell-bent on genocide, frankly, overtly. They've committed tons of war crimes in Gaza, including of children, obviously, because Gaza is one of the most densely populated places in the world. 50% of the residents are under 18, so when you building, the chances that your children is pretty much 100%.
Hasan Piker starts the show with a pretty unique perspective on the events of October 7th, at least when compared to opinions typically expressed on the H3 podcast.
I think Edward Said said it best, that it is not about, it's not even necessarily about designification of Israel. It's about maintaining peace so that everyone has a right to return and be able to live comfortably in their own homes. This area of historic Palestine did have Jews, Christians, and Muslims living side by side before the 1948 Nakba and before the British occupation. There was a time where there was peaceful coexistence.
Hasan explains how both sides have the same goal, peace. But peace is impossible to foster with the current design of the state of Israel.
What you just described, especially...
So does that justify murder? Does that justify murder on either side? From both Hamas's perspective and Israel's perspective, does that justify it? Because peace is struggling to be reached. And how people want Netanyahu out and the government, they need to overhaul it in Israel. And there are people working to do that. Does that still justify Hamas to kill innocent civilians that don't want that? Just like how is it justified for Israel to kill those people in Palestine? No! It's not justified on any aspect.
In the West Bank, which is settler terrorism, at least according to international law, and it's fully understood to be an illegal occupation, demands constant military support. Because you cannot, over the course of 75 years, build settlements and act like you are turning a blind eye to it, maybe sometimes halt it, maybe sometimes continue those operations of building said settlements, bulldoze homes, build roads that specifically partition off areas where Palestinians are supposed to be living on their own land in the two-state solution that has been reaffirmed time and time again. You can't have that be your peaceful coexistence project and not recognize that of course Palestinians see that and think, okay, well, what the fuck are we supposed to do? There's no Hamas in the West Bank, and yet the Palestinian Authority is like collaborating with Israeli security operations, giving up 14-year-olds that were throwing rocks and shit like that while they're losing their land, they're losing their homes.
All of these things are wrong. I agree with Hasan on some perceptions of this. I agree that there shouldn't be settlements in the way that they're doing things, okay? I agree with that. Israel's got some shit they gotta fix. Nobody is defending that aspect. But the problem is that there is a unhinged group of individuals that are going out and murdering innocent people, much like the people you have an issue with, Hasan. It's just so frustrating. It's a be-all, end-all with these people. It's a be-all, end-all. They can't understand a nuanced take. They can't understand anything involving that. Chef, I know. Dave has his door open and you want to get in, but you can't go into Dave's room. Israel does have the right to protect itself. It does. But at the same time, the Palestinian people are being fucked over by the Israeli people for 70 years. There should be some mediation between the two, but that'll never happen because both sides want more than what they actually have. It doesn't justify mass murdering of innocent people, though.
Area, according to B'Tselem, which is an Israeli organization, the area of...
It never will. Justifications of murdering innocent civilians is never good. Both sides of the aisle have this issue.
West Bank of all of the agricultural land and all of the partitioned off lands that have been expanded into through settler, which is completely illegal, went from like 10% in 1967 to more than 75%. The areas that are partitioned off also have no contiguity, which means that like if you are Palestinian living in your own home in the West Bank, in order to get to your uncle's house, for example, you have to go through a multitude of IDF checkpoints. There are 2 separate license plates given to Palestinians living in the West Bank versus Israelis living in the West Bank.
Notice how he's giving Hasan all of this speaking time, but anytime Ethan makes a point that might be decent or at least middle of the road or at least understanding to the plight of the Palestinian people, he tends to cut Ethan off. It's just literally knob-sucking Hasan this entire clip. Just dick sucking him all the way through.
Violence is a necessity in the maintenance of such a structure, which now many NGOs and even former Israeli officials are considering is an apartheid. And it has been for some...
Hasan bikers killed more Arabs with the hookers he paid. Oh, okay.
Time now, of course.
Holy shit, Spawn Dial.
That violence that Palestinians endure on a daily basis is going to create more reactionary forces within it. More reactionary forces are going to be seen as the emancipatory forces when an irredentist power or an imperialist power goes and tries to seize land that it does not own. This is the second part of the brutality of the occupation that has made it seem as though Palestinians have no choice, that has created no opportunities for them, that has led to Hamas being able to seize more and more power.
So the argumentation is that Hamas is bad. The Palestinian government needs to disavow Hamas and fight to stop these people. That is what should be done. The Israeli government should be doing everything in its power to stop these people. The problem is that where these people are located, they are in places with high civilian casualty rates. And Israel doesn't give a shit. Israel is fucking crazy with that stuff. Same thing with Hamas, taking captives, beheading people, murdering them in a peace protest. All of these things are fucked, man. Why can't you see that?
After being democratically elected one time in 2006, pretty much.
And then Ethan once again brings up optics, making it seem as though the reason Israel is so far right is because Israelis see tweets from angry Zoomers and think of the outside world as something scary, something that is always trying to attack them.
So when Israelis see a ton of leftists talking about, go Hamas, cheering on Hamas, or saying like super hyperbolic shit about like civilians are all settlers, or or saying shit like listen, it's a revolution, what do you expect, like what is a revolution supposed to look like, or whatever of all of these qualifiers basically that people want to make, the Israelis see that and they say, oh, these people just hate us, they just want to kill everybody. That's why we're going to vote for these bags.
So many people in Israel just feel like it's an existential threat. It's just this, everybody wants us. That's how we grow up. I grew up like that. All of our borders, they all wanted.
Rockets are always coming over.
As a child.
And again,
it's like that's your life. You're under threat all the time.
And Hasan brings up some very crucial context.
I mean, we don't have to get into like the history of why Jewish people would be understandably paranoid and worried, considering how they have historically been singled out as villains every single time.
So you would understand it's hard for some people to distinguish. No, I know you do. But I'm just saying this. I'm just saying this.
100%.
You might understand how it's hard for some people to distinguish anti-Semitism between like criticism, especially when it's like a criticism that's very lax on violence against Israelis.
So you're absolutely correct on that front. Here's what I will even dive into further, and this is something I talked about on my stream as well. The paranoia now that manifests inside of Israel, as far as I understand, I don't live in Israel, I've never been to Israel, at least from everything that I have
So how the fuck do you know anything?
read on not just Israel, but also apartheid South Africa and the Algerian anti-colonial action against the French. The paranoia manifests and becomes a part of your identity because of the violence that is a necessity for the maintenance of apartheid.
But Ethan doesn't quite get it.
Look, Israel was under threat.
Hold on, what?
Algerian anti-colonial action against the French. The paranoia manifests and becomes a part of your identity because of the violence that is a necessity for the maintenance of apartheid.
What do you think?
Violence is wrong within all contexts. There's no, like, is apartheid bad? Absolutely, it's fucking horrifying. It's a dehumanization of another group of people for something they can't control. Those governments shouldn't exist. Those governments should be rebuilt and built up from the ground up. They should be changed. But when you continuously say that these people are the villains and they're contributing to terrorism and all this other shit, like, it doesn't help. They feel the paranoia. The paranoia is that people don't want to come with us. People don't want to support us. We constantly get bombed every day. We constantly are in danger by these other groups of people that are trying to destroy us. Like, my God.
Doesn't quite get it.
Look, Israel was under threat before all this shit happened. I mean, from the moment Israel was established, the neighbors were trying to kill them.
Well,
true.
I mean, I don't know if we agree on that.
Really?
I will say that
haven't multiple governments, both Iran, Iraq, and a bunch of other countries that kind of like border or have issues with Israel, constantly said death to Israel, or that Israel needs to be wiped off the map. We must take over Israel. Like, haven't a lot of these countries in those areas have said those things? Am I crazy?
I think that Nakba was an unjustifiable act of violence. That was the formation of the state. Now, you can say every state is formed through an act of violence. All enclosures are defended through acts of violence, certainly. But I think that there was, you know, this extends, like what you say to West Bank, what you say about West Bank settlers was the original position of the Israeli state's formation.
Ethan actually brings up optics several times throughout this discussion, like tweets from Mia Khalifa.
It's the timing, dude. It does matter.
There's an asymmetry to the violence, but there's also an asymmetry to the coverage as well. Mia Khalifa.
See, I just realized something. He says it's really important that Ethan and Hasan have these conversations, that it's important to the overall conversation. It's important to the overall ethos that is the leftist sphere. But he gets upset when Ethan pulls up tweets of other people that don't matter in the grand scheme of things as arguments against Hasan. When Ethan and Hasan don't matter to the overall scheme of Israel-Palestine. Like, it's not optics. It's him being like, hey, there's an example right here of this. This dude is making straw man arguments for
Here's a good
Hasan.
example. You and I were talking about this on the phone earlier. Mia Khalifa said things that I find to be distasteful and wrong. Okay?
Worse than that.
Yeah, she said, didn't she say that it was like murder all Israelis? Didn't she say something like that?
I think it was distasteful and wrong. I think it was callous. However, the reaction to Mia Khalifa has never, ever occurred on the other side.
You're right.
When Israel is
You're right.
engaging in bombing campaigns, and like you said, the horrific images that you saw, you know, Palestinian fathers holding their daughters, there is no equivalence. I think a lot of people who have been advocates for Palestinians for many, many years, especially if they're Muslim, know this reality, that you have to be incredibly careful all the time with your rhetoric, and that even in an emotional moment, you can never actually...
Yeah, people in Israel shouldn't be allowed to say, let's burn and kill all Muslims. Nobody should be doing that. That's not okay. The Muslim people shouldn't be like, we need to kill all Jews. Like, this shit shouldn't be happening.
You can never say something that will be misconstrued, and Mia Khalifa said something that was inappropriate and unacceptable.
She showed a picture of roaming in a pickup truck murdering civilians. She described that as a Renaissance painting.
Yeah,
I mean, that's worse than unacceptable.
So
that is worse than unacceptable. It's like, oh, here's a video of a group of terrorists gunning down civilians. That is not just like unacceptable. That is reprehensibly disgusting.
Evil.
So you're correct on that.
Okay.
So let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
When Lindsey Graham goes on and says this is a religious war and we must ethnically cleanse, we must wipe our
Evil.
enemies.
Should get the same coverage.
No, I know, but it doesn't, Ethan. That's the point.
I
Marco
understand.
Rubio would call for ethnic cleansing. These are people in positions of power. These are people who are literally facilitating in the shed. These are people who actually are engaging.
Then go and canvas, retard. Go out into the world and do something important. Go out into the world and actually canvas. Create a non-profit so that you guys can work with companies that are going to build off of that are going to support candidates that you want, instead of just sitting in your fucking room and live streaming about JDAM missiles that you don't know a damn thing about. Both of you. Go out there and do that.
the continuation. These are not former stars who were Christian Lebanese who now
whatever, dude. She was getting a lot of attention. People were liking it. It wasn't like, but here's the problem.
That's meaningless. Is what I'm saying in the grand scheme of things, because that doesn't.
Hasan, let me make my point.
Honestly, throughout this entire video, it feels like Hasan is telling two Israelis things about Israel and Israeli history they've never heard before.
Benjamin Netanyahu, when in 2000,
You are literally making that assumption, you dumb motherfucker.
2008, people living under brutal occupation in the world's largest open-air prison in Gaza, where 2 million people live, and 47% of that population is under the age of 14 and under. They did a peaceful march, a demonstration for a right to return. Thousands of children, babies, and adults alike were ruthlessly that by Israeli snipers in that right to return as they walked and demonstrated and walked towards that fence, walked towards that border fence that traps them inside of Gaza. Thousands.
And at the same time, it feels like Ethan and Neela are tag teaming to dish to Hasan every single Israeli propaganda point ever concocted.
My generation's grandparents are people that survived the Holocaust, and they ran.
Wait, why are you cutting this out? Hold on.
Traps them inside of Gaza. Thousands.
And at the same time, it feels like Ethan and Neela are tag teaming to dish to Hasan every single Israeli propaganda point ever concocted.
Did you not input the part where it's like answering that? Oh God, Leon wants to talk. What?
This is a fucking parasite.
This video?
Yes. This is a fucking parasite.
This dude is praise the shadows for the left, bro.
Why is his mouth so intrinsically in that man's dick?
It's crazy.
He's wrong.
Dude.
He interviewed a fucking terrorist.
Bro, it's crazy. This whole video is just has been aggravating me.
Let me ask you a question. Sure. Maybe I don't know. What's with does Hasan? Is he the mob boss? Do these people owe him money? Like what
no, he's just he's just the biggest guy, and they get the most out of it by glazing him.
He's not the biggest guy.
He's the biggest guy in the political leftist sphere.
No, he isn't.
Who is it then?
What's that? The one weird looking motherfucker. He kind of look like
Destiny?
you, but somehow older with a beard.
Destiny?
Yes.
Destiny and him essentially just compete for views. That's what was my argument before. He was like, "Oh, the biggest leftist streamer, the biggest streamer, like what was it? Biggest political streamer or something." And I was like, "That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right." Like, I was like, "Destiny's just as big." Like,
you fucking sensitive pussies. You see, you know what it is? I figured it out.
Mm-hmm. Also, hold on. I want you to listen to this part.
That by Israeli snipers in that right to return as they walked and demonstrated and walked towards that fence, walked towards that border fence that traps them inside of Gaza. Thousands.
Now, these are bad things, right? We can agree. That's a bad thing. I want you to listen to what the narrator says. Just wait.
And at the same time, it feels like Ethan and Neela are tag teaming to dish to Hasan every single Israeli propaganda point ever.
That is just bad faith as fuck right there. Bro, that's such a bad faith fucking way of looking at it. It's like, oh, well, Hasan said this one thing, doesn't include Ethan's response to that, nor Ela's, and just builds up on the what he believes to be Israeli propaganda.
You don't know what's crazy? These are the type of motherfuckers who will be like, oh, if you don't have this lived experience, you shouldn't be speaking on it, and yet they keep fucking talking about this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when are we going to start eradicating the white race when it comes to political takes?
By the way, did you see this part where he brings up Frogan? He's like, Ethan unjustifiably went after a Muslim Lebanese
That's another
woman.
thing.
That is such bullshit.
This dick suck.
That's bullshit.
Listen to me. Frogan's some fat fuck wannabe cosplaying Indian, always poking a fucking bear, then crying like the fat bitch she is when everybody realizes this is a fat bitch with no fucking opinion to stand on.
Thank you.
What is with you motherfuckers getting on the internet and giving you a fucking bad opinion and then getting mad people don't suck your clit? The bitch is stupid. The bitch has no foundation. The bitch is an Osama bin Laden worshiper. I don't respect this stupid fuck.
The fucking Osama shit got me laughing when I saw it the first time. Dude, she got mad that Ethan was like, Osama bad. And she's just like, well, why won't Ethan just shut the fuck up? And it's like, you dumb bitch! Like, you literally just did what... No. It's literally like, she did exactly what Jeremy did when someone said Hitler bad, and he was like, there it is, yikes. She literally did the same thing!
Who's the one bitch who did the same thing Frogan did? It's like a skinny one.
Denims.
Repeal the 19th. Restrict women's rights. I'm tired of this fucking shit.
Restrict women from speaking. It's over. No more women talk.
Like this shit is stupid. And then was that the one that was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna watch this," but it is
Yeah, it was the
transphobic.
Yeah, it was the Mudahar video. She saw the thumbnail and she's like, "Well, I don't want to cover it because I don't want to fight with another leftist. We shouldn't
For
be
what
criticizing
reason?
leftists."
So look, Chris, you're not gonna like this, but this is why I hate all of you because
Whatever.
this gay, you know where I'm going. It's just like shut up and agree. This gay team sports shit. It's not hard. You are more of a fucking human being to call out shit you see with your own two eyes instead of fucking seeing something with your own two eyes and coming out with bullshit. It is easy. You're not less of a man. You're not less of a woman. You're a human. But because you pussies are too afraid of your dipshit audience, you don't have a real fucking opinion to stand on. What the fuck?
I want to keep going with this.
Cocked it.
My generation's grandparents are people that survived the Holocaust.
And hail Hitler!
Escaped to Israel to start.
Stop trying to get me banned, asshole.
Oh, wait. Okay, wait. I apologize to the ChrisTheNarc community.
No, I don't care about the community. I care if my channel gets fucked.
I denounce all anti-Semitism in all its forms, and I stand with my friends in the Jewish community. But
oh god,
that's what Chris gets. That's what Chris gets.
Just
If
like
he
when
would come on my stream.
No, you can't
He
flip
would
this
come
on
on
me.
my stream.
I've never said
I
the
can
hard
absolutely.
R and scream it at full volume on your live stream.
I've never screamed it. I've just casually said it. number
No,
one.
you screamed it on the In Praise of Shadows video. There's like an octave higher.
Is it really that, or is it just me
Yes.
close to the microphone?
No, it's you going, "No!" And I was like, whoa, okay.
No.
Yes. Go
Really?
on. Yes.
I need a timestamp of that.
The YouTube rep emailed me and said, yeah, we're just going to keep no ads on this video. It's really bad that you had somebody on your stream say the hard fucking R. And I was like, God damn it. And they were like, we're not going to strike you. Normally it'd be hate speech. And I was like, but he's black. And they were like, They were like,
Please do not start saying that shit to the YouTube rep.
I did. I emailed back. Like, he is a black man.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
No, it doesn't help. They were like, it doesn't help. And I'm like, okay.
That's almost like saying, oh, allegedly, as if that's going to stop people from saying, no, bitch, you're accused of somebody. I told you that shit don't work.
I know. I tried still.
Well, we all know the Holocaust. And what happened this time is a really scary reminder to all of us Jewish people. And that's how I feel, at least, that it's a reminder. The Holocaust wasn't that long ago. What happened this time is really scary, and it really does bring up this topic. And
See, I don't think that you can even say something like that without starting a debate, and I don't think that's right.
The reason why people would react to it, or even myself, as a matter of fact, would react to that is because while you're absolutely correct and your feelings are totally valid, what is happening currently is a ongoing, at least 75-year campaign of ethnic displacement upon people who had nothing to do with the Holocaust. And that is... And
Dude, we're just talking about the Israeli psyche. I understand.
Hila, having grown up in Israel, really sheds a light during this conversation of the propaganda drilled into the psyche of every Israeli. Like,
I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Wait a minute. Somebody growing up there and knowing the culture is not propaganda?
This is where the super bad faith starts to roll in. Here we go.
the October 7 attacks to the Holocaust as a targeted attack against Jews for the sole reason of them being Jews, that's a pretty wild statement.
Is it not run by a Jewish? Like, wait, hold on. Isn't Israel a Jewish state?
Chris, I don't mean to deviate.
Wait, hold on. I'm trying to understand where he's coming from. So, like, Israel's a Jewish state run by Jewish people. And these people are saying, we want to kill everybody to take back everything. Which in turn would be murdering everybody in Israel. Like, how is this state propaganda again? For them to be like, wow, there's a group of people that want to murder us, just like another group of people in the 40s wanted to kill us. I'm sorry. I'm just so confused how we can say that. Go, Leon.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You like dogs?
Are we going to have the German Shepherd argument again?
Do you like cats again?
I like dogs and cats. Yeah.
How much do you like them?
They're good companions. I wouldn't eat them like what's happening in Ohio.
Oh, even though there's no confirmed reports about that. But for some reason, a fucking presidential candidate.
That was the funniest shit on planet Earth. Is when like, no, eating the dogs.
Oh, look at Rita. The story was debunked.
This is funny.
You dumb as fuck.
This is funny. Israel's are Jews, some Arabs, some other ethnicities. Okay. But you can understand why the people that are Jewish in Israel potentially could be nervous that there's a whole concoction of different countries that don't like them and want them exterminated off the map, right? Like you can't understand why they're concerned about that.
Let's think about this. Black people eat watermelon and chicken.
Okay, and cats.
White people white people eat their family members. Asians eat cats and dogs. Do the Jewish people eat rats?
Okay. Okay, dude. I'm just gonna play.
Time and time again, throughout this entire discussion, Ethan was really pushing only for one point: mutual empathy. When Hasan tried explaining the experience of Palestinians in Gaza, Ethan would always say, I know that, and Israelis are also living in fear. You know, the same argument as all lives matter.
And it's important to say this is not about right.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Only for one point: mutual empathy. When
How is that a bad thing for mutual empathy and understanding between both sides? Okay.
I feel like if I said I don't want to see innocent children
die
in a war, that somehow all lives matter. Bro,
Hasan tried explaining the experience of Palestinians in Gaza, Ethan would always say, I know that, and Israelis are also living in fear. You know, the same argument as all lives matter.
Oh, God. Leon. I can't believe what I'm watching right now. Now we're in the super bad faith area of this shit.
Isn't it beautiful?
I love leftist content creators, man. Oh, my God. They're the funniest motherfuckers. They really are. They're just like the worst bad faith people of all time.
Well, they're the greatest.
Oh, God. Dude, you know, if Ethan is going around and screaming, if he's like all lives matter, right? In this context, where he's turning around and saying there is a war brewing between these two people, they're both trying to murder innocent civilians throughout both aspects of this. And he turns around and goes, I don't like that. How does that equate to the All Lives Matter movement where people that are black are being killed by bad police officers, and there are corrupt police officers versus two sides of a warring faction that are trying to murder each other for religious values or religious issues? Maybe I'm just an idiot not understanding.
Why is somebody trying to argue with me about shit being debunked?
I don't know. I don't understand. I just heard the All Lives Matter thing, and I'm just dying laughing. Like, I can't think of a reason why it would be remotely the same.
You know why? All jokes to the side.
Sure.
Because white Americans giving their opinion on anything that's outside of America is the dumbest thing on the fucking planet. And they have to equate it to something even close to anything in America.
Right.
That's the reason.
Instead of just looking at it for what it is, they have to do they have to, like you said, equate it to something that they know.
But they don't even know that.
Exactly. They just hear a talking point and they just repeat it. It's like you can have empathy for both sides. You can. It's okay to do that, and you can see the issues on both sides. That's not really fence sitting. That's understanding the overall picture. Fence sitting would just be like, well, there's nothing really we can do, so, it's just the system.
Chris, you want to go to Walmart and go get the new Mr. Beast Lunchable?
Yeah, I'm down. I'll give Mr. Beast my money.
Mr.
Beast. Oh, yeah, for the record, for all the Mr. Beast simps, I have been paid by Jimmy $1 million to gun guard for him.
It has a Prime bottle in it.
Of course it does.
And a feastable child.
My God, stop. Stop.
or wrong. It's about having empathy for the Israeli experience. I feel that a lot of people, not all, even a minority, but enough that it's noticeable, don't have that level of empathy.
Leon loves the Bowblax BLM song. It's my favorite song too.
They see Israelis as like full-blown, diverse human beings.
You want to know my real thoughts?
Honky singing a song that he shouldn't be singing.
Chris doesn't like my real thoughts.
What, he thinks that he's a honky? I don't know.
Chris
Am I
doesn't
allowed
like
to say
my-
honky on YouTube? I feel like I'm okay. What are your thoughts, Leon? Okay.
Like genuinely, if there's
I've
never,
already
if there's not
said what I
empathy, at
needed
least
to say.
understand. Like I'm not to agree with, but to at least understand.
At a certain point in this discussion, Ethan decided once again to bring a friend of Hasan's into the conversation, specifically to call him an evil person.
At this time, I want to turn my attention to some of the very evil takes I've heard some prominent folks making about Israelis. Here is one such example of a dude, and this guy is very popular. He has 1.6 million subscribers. He is a very popular political YouTuber called Second Thought. Sorry.
Oh yeah, he's my friend. I like JT.
All right, well then you tell me what you think about this. But here he is doing a podcast.
I've been on. I think is this Deprogram? I've been on the podcast.
I don't know what it's called, but this is just a clip from
Yeah.
So here's his take on this.
Did the Palestinians actually take civilian hostage, or is that fake news? I don't care.
The occupiers
I
are
don't-
not civilian.
First of all, just straight up.
The occupiers are not civilians. That is a wild statement. Like, come on.
The person that's talking is Hakim. He is a doctor in Iraq, and of course, just to put this into a decent frame of reference for those who are unfamiliar, I think he will probably have a much more ruthless position on the matter, considering how he feels about American forces and what they've done.
Does this not sound like he's gun guarding? This is like, it sounds like he's just like, well, his position is definitely going to be a little bit more ruthless, you know? The dude is saying that he doesn't care that hostages are being taken, murdered, and raped. Like, dude. Same thing can be said about hostages being taken by the IDF. These are horrible things. And he's trying to gun guard. He's like, of course he's going to say something completely crazy.
This I'm pretty sure is all Second Thought.
No, the one who said...
No, I know.
Yeah.
Here.
Did the Palestinians actually take civilian hostage, or is that fake news?
So wait, who's talking there?
That's Hakim.
The occupiers
I
are
don't-
not civilians. That is what it comes down to. Like, if Germany, let's say Germany, to be non.
That's him, right?
I think so.
Controversial.
And not that it matters.
United States, and they said, you know what?
Not that it matters.
Cincinnati, Ohio, is our ancestral home, and everyone knows that's blatantly false. But they take your home, they murder your grandma, they bulldoze like your neighbor's house. Are those people civilians there? No, they're occupiers, and those are criminals. There are no civilians there. And
But those aren't the same people from maybe 70 years ago. These are innocent people. You know? It's like saying every white person is like a horrible person for living in America. When they weren't around during the horrible shit that happened when this country was made. Like...
So according to Second Thought, he says that every Israeli is an occupier and there are no citizens there.
There's two different schools of thought within, I would say, anti-Zionism. Those who believe that all matter of settlements that were propped up even in the inception of the Israeli nation state are unjustifiable, and that they are settlers. So they extend beyond your perspective that you agree with, which is West Bank is a settler occupation.
I think it's an extremely evil thing to say. Do you think what he said is evil?
I think it is, one, unproductive, and two, it does not meet the realities on the ground, and it's not a viable solution.
So calling, just to be clear, calling babies...
No, of course not.
...settlers...
Of course,
and they're not even living.
They're not.
Okay,
Yeah, they're
okay.
babies.
So I just want to say,
listen,
that this guy's a fucking evil piece of shit for saying that.
This conversation eventually got to a point where Ethan was just far too focused on the optics of it all, to the point where Hasan was...
Dude, this guy is so he just keeps focusing on the optics aspect. It's Ethan being like, I'm not a fan that there is just so much glazing. There are bad things on both sides. There's nothing wrong with this.
basically laughing at Ethan for how silly his frustrations were.
Yeah. Yeah, notice how he did not bring up Hasan interviewing a terrorist. You know what he said about Hasan's coverage of Palestine and the situations happening in Israel? He said he's doing
coverage from anyone.
Yep, the best coverage from anybody.
What's up?
A fan of Second Thought who's listened to him dehumanizing Israelis that way. Do you think that listening to him might inspire one of those people to be like, hey, I'm gonna go join this,
With Hamas?
Well, no, I mean, according to it's a pro-Palestine.
You think a fan of Second Thought's gonna see? Okay, let's walk through it. You think a fan of Second Thought's gonna see that and be like, I'm gonna go to Gaza, I'm gonna join Hamas?
Okay, but that's the same logic that you guys use for people like Ben Shapiro and all these other people that you don't like. It's like, oh, their fans are like gonna do horrible shit. Like, that's an argumentation point that you use for the other side. Ethan's bringing it up to you, being like, hey, what if this happens? And you're just like, oh, that's funny. You're thinking a fan of his is gonna do something like that? Like, these people are fucking hypocrites. I don't even know if I can, like, continue on through this. The rest of it I already know is like Ethan and Hasan have an argument about this a little bit more in depth. The sheer fact that Palestinian protesters took over the Capitol and like this is horrible shit and all this stuff. And this guy just glazes Hasan for the rest of the stream. I don't even think I need to finish the rest of this. It's just complete AIDS. This video is so bad faith. It's like unironically funny. I love it. I don't even know if I can finish it. I can't handle the fucking AIDS anymore. Let me see here. When the fuck is King going live? I need King to go live. Why is King not live? Why is King not live? The fuck, homie? King, hit the live button, asshole. You said you were going live today.
That's not what I said. I said he's going to go down to the upper Sydney at this location and be like, hey, yeah, let's the Jews. Everyone's saying it. Nobody seems to care.
Okay, I guess it could happen, certainly. Okay. I'm still thinking about a second thought YouTube fan being like, I'm going to go rise up in the global jihad and rise up against Israel and purge it.
I understand that.
May Allah guide my weapons.
But this still wasn't the end of Leftovers. Although being the final episode, Ethan and Hasan would meet one more time to further discuss Ethan's framing and overall understanding of the conflict. This time, however, the conversation would take place on the Hasan Abi broadcast. And this is when the prospects of the Leftovers podcast came.
Is he going to leave out what happened all before this? Are you aware of what happened before this live stream, Leon, at all?
To my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, fans of Hasan were calling this motherfucker like a terrorist or something.
That he is pro, like, murdering of the Palestinian people, that he doesn't care about the Palestinian plight, that he is a Zionist, that he is pro-Israel. They kept coming at him saying that he is allowing and propagating the horrible things happening in Palestine because he is not enough of a Palestine supporter. Kind of crazy that this dude just kind of like left all that out. Little interesting he left all of that build up.
Continuing, were called into question, with the initial discussion revolving around the two-state solution.
So basically, I wanted to talk about specifically the one-state versus two-state solution. And my approach to this when talking about it is purely pragmatic, and I'm trying to be realistic. I think our goals are aligned in that we want peace, a lasting peace, a meaningful peace. I know it seems like impossibly far away, but I do think there are certain starting points that we need to come from and agree on before expanding out from there. And one of them is this issue. You don't believe in a two-state solution. I'm assuming.
You know what I believe in? Who has that tweet of Keem saying Israel and Palestine should have just listened to John Lennon? Or should have listened to listen to John Lennon? Who has that? Someone give me that goddamn tweet. I need it. I need that tweet. I need it so bad. I don't know if he deleted it. It's like a banger fucking tweet. Somebody find that for me. That's what Israel and Palestine should do. Listen to the Beatles. Listen to John.
I used to believe in a two-state solution. I was an advocate for a two-state solution, and I think like there are a lot of other people who also used to be two-state solutioners themselves that have changed their perspective dramatically over the course of the past couple of decades. Yeah, due to the settlements and the rapid expansion of settlements.
My question to you is this, and again, approaching this from a fully realistic perspective. What do you think would happen in the region that would result in Israel conceding to a one-state solution?
Oh, that's a great question. I think one of the greatest things that could happen in a one-state solution is that you completely limit, obviously we're talking about like a hypothetical future that is like very far away, but you completely limit Iran's power and exertion of influence over militant factions that are being currently used as a destabilizing force against Israel. The other states are not all that important, the only reason why I talk about Iran is because Iran is the only regional actor that is like genuinely anti-Israel. They see Israel as an expression of Western influence in the region, and of course they will use, like they have Hezbollah, another...
It's not really just Iran, it's other countries as well. There's a lot of countries that dislike and hate Israel. It's not just like one country. I think he's using that as one specific example.
Iranian-backed movement that became a political party as well as a consequence of like Israeli incursion in Lebanon as well in the civil war. And these are all opportunities for Iran to push back by way of Syria, by way of Iraq, by way of Lebanon, by way of the Houthis in Yemen. They would not be able to utilize these.
Wait a minute. What the
said,
fuck?
"Oh well, this is what I heard."
Well, I'm sorry. Did the dog pack video fucking drop? Stop. No
Hasan's
way.
community is the best example of horseshoe theory you'll ever see.
Oh, I thought he dropped his other video. I thought that's what Tom was watching right now. I was like, holy shit, no way he had the balls to drop that third one right now. That's fucking crazy, dude. Hasan's community is the best example of horseshoe theory you'll ever see. True. Very true. I remember when Ethan cried on stream and I told him to go fuck himself. Okay. Both of them cried. I'll be honest, it's a little cringe, but like they were crying over dead children. Hasan looks like he was forcing his tears. If I'm being honest. I don't know. I already know this entire argumentation. This guy's video, I think how I'm going to kind of my position on this guy's video is that it's definitely just gun guarding for Hasan and not understanding that Hasan's community, Frogan, all of these people are the main issues. See, this is what they should do. Leon, I need to show you this tweet.
Did you see Trump calling a
Hold on.
rapper a girl? That was a man.
This is what Israel and Palestine should do.
I don't see it.
Israel and Palestine need to study John Lennon's Imagine. I think that's true. That's so true, Keemstar. He understands he's just lying. Yeah, I could definitely I definitely feel that like this guy's like a king of nothing type character or an individual that is so blinded by the community that he wants to cultivate, which is Hasan's community. He would rather just completely and utterly misrepresent the entire situation down to the fabric of what the actual arguments were, the actual issues were, the fact that Hasan's community was toxic, the fact that Ethan cared about both sides, but he chalks it up to optics more than anything else. It's just complete bullshit. Jake and Surprise Witness bitch dropped their interview. Ugh. I hope Surprise Witness like gets cancer or something.
Whoa!
Like I actually dislike that woman. I think she's just an annoying fucking piece of shit. No, I'm not gonna react to it.
Who?
The Surprise Witness, the blonde woman that said that Keemstar didn't actually care.
What a great description.
Yeah,
Who
okay.
is this?
So it's a person, somebody who failed to be a lawyer because they would rather be on the internet talking shit, right? So they make a video about all the Mr. Beast shit and they're sucking Dogpack's dick and all these assholes that are super into Dogpack and the anti-Mr. Beast stuff. She puts out a video of all of us being upset that we're criticizing everything, basically everything that they are doing and the actions that they're taking that makes Mr. Beast look better. And she says that Keemstar never really cared that his daughter was drawn in a sexually explicit manner by Shadman and that he didn't do enough as a father. And that Keem doesn't actually care that his daughter was drawn like doing horrible shit, you know.
Women shouldn't be YouTubers.
Nope, especially that bitch. Never. I hate that woman. Like I really do.
Pearly things had a point. Repeal the 19th.
Yep.
Restrict their right to an abortion.
Oh no! Stop that. Wait, what?
Stop that.
Found himself in an argument with Matt Walsh. Wait a minute. Why is Matt Jarbo and Matt Walsh fighting each other? Like, what? That's not something I was expecting. Oh, God. But I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. I'm locking it down. Anything you want to say, Leon?
If I could just say one thing. Tipster's laughing his way to the bank. Goodbye!
Yeah, sure he is. Okay, asshole. Tipster's laughing his way to the fucking bank. He's still wrong. He's still wrong, asshole. Tipster's still wrong. He's not laughing nowhere. He can't even break 40 viewers, buddy. Get the fuck out of here. All right. I think this is where we're going to sign off. I feel like we definitely did a good job throughout all this. I think we had a good stream about everything. Should I send you over to Tom? Who's live right now that I can raid? Tom or Ethan? I guess I'm sending you over to Turkey Tom. I'm going to send you over to Turkish Thomas. Just put gorillas in his chat or something. All right, just put gorillas in his chat. Okay. Live stream is going to stay up. It'll probably stay up for like 24 hours or something. But I do want to say thank you to everybody that donated today. Thank you, Baron. Thank you, everybody. Seriously, all the donos were read out. Thank you for the gifted memberships. Those are huge for the channel. thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to send you over to Tom. I'm going to go get some food because I'm goddamn hungry. I didn't eat today. And I'll see you guys probably tomorrow or Wednesday. We're back in full form. See ya.